Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Guildhouse Weekly 201, as we just came off of celebrating the 200 Guildhouse last week, which was a banger. We had about 54 people compete in Ultimate, which was one of our bigger Guildhouses in a bit, considering the summer ended and people are now back from school. Work is also tight. But the 201st is no short from the specialness of the 200th one, as we have some very talented players here tonight. We even got some SAC people joining us here at the Guildhouse, despite being at a Cornerstone week. So obviously, we got some people that want to give some different opponents, some different flavors and chances. But right now, what we got on stream for you guys for tonight, we got a BDJ versus Toblerone in a Kirby Yoshi matchup. Smash 64 characters, still very prominent in the NorCal meta. Of course, BDJ has returned to the game after taking a slight hiatus. Has been competing the last few months since actually beginning school over in the San Francisco area. So, of course, he's been kind of motivated to get back to brackets and, of course, get back to that top form that he was at not too long ago. And, of course, speaking of players trying to get their act together, Toblerone, who's been a rising star outside of not just NorCal, but, you know, genuinely everywhere else he goes, he's always been a threat. His Yoshi is always a treat to watch. It's also very much a treat to watch players I see over the past year pretty much grow as players, get consistent, and, of course, be threats. And not to mention, Toblerone, of course, has been kind of in a slump, but he did come off a very strong performance at Genesis Black, getting a 9th place finish. So, of course, he's looking to maybe kind of reach those limits, especially at his locals. As we get right into it here, BDJ on the red curb, and Toblerone on the blue Yosh. As we're going to get our Guild Weekly started off right here with these two gentlemen. And we're going to small battlefield for the first round. Now, of course, BDJ and Toblerone, both of these players are very capable of making an upset or two, especially on a good day. And the one thing you got to be very mindful of is the strength of Kirby. You know, and especially with characters like Toblerone, very good out-of-shield options with Yosh. But Kirby just has quick frame data, so even if they whiff on some of these tilts, some of these moves that they throw out in neutral, they can still kind of throw a second plan B right at your face. So you kind of have to be ready at all times. You know, Yoshi Kirby is an interesting matchup too. It's just floaty on floaty crime in a sense, but Yoshi got a little bit more weight to him, but some relatively heavy floaty characters in my opinion. So very interested to see where we're going to be pushing this bracket for both these players. As BDJ already getting a pretty strong start here. Looking for the stock, doesn't catch the air dodge quite. It really is new gen versus old gen Santa Cruz, Manoj. It's nice to see, you know. BDJ, of course, getting first stock. BDJ is obviously a player who, you know, very passionate about the game. You know, he's a player who feels like they should be doing more than what is expected. But at the same time, I've had a lot of talks with BDJ in recency. And I told him that the meta in NorCal and the player base is starting to get stronger by the week. So if you feel like you're not doing what you think you should, don't feel like you're not doing enough, because everybody's got a very strong competitive mindset. And right now, BDJ holding down the fort here on this first stock here, just trying to tack on a little bit of some insurance. But, of course, Toblerone is going to be looking to at least find this first stock here, as this Kerbo is looking like he is ready to lose that first stock. But the BDJ pressure, my man is unkillable right now. Does get nared. Living, though, at 151. This is an edge guard. And unfortunately, I don't know if the jump was taken here. It was, but luckily Toblerone makes it back to center stage. But a up smash rip from BDJ! Catching the landing on Toblerone, and all of a sudden, this lead just got extendo-magged to the max. Up tilt, up smash! That is something only it's true on the big guys. 39 already on this last stock from Toblerone as he finally puts the first one away on BDJ. This is already a scary Kirby. We got two scary Kirbys in this bracket. You know, we got BDJ, and of course you got Shiny Nar, who's also a promising young lad from the San Jose State squad. But BDJ has been around for the longest. You know, his Kerbo has had on and off eras, but this is the current era. the day of Josiah. Look at that! Dash attack catching the armor, and the down smash extending the recovery. And BDJ takes a 2-stock W for game number 1. Very strong performance there. BDJ, of course, when he held that lead, he kept it pretty much a mile long stick. And of course, BDJ now looking for the counter picks here. And the beauty about these Guildhouse brackets as well is that all these round 1s, round 2s that we have queued up for you guys, they're all very promising and strong. It's really tough to tell who's really going to have it on a given day. And even after that game 1, I know Toblerone has shown some very good promise in adaptations, so he's going to be looking to see if he can keep this set alive and maybe push it to a game 3. But Battlefield will be the counter pick here. Now, of course, Battlefield, a very promising stage for Yosh. So he can get a lot of extensions with his aerial game on these platforms. But, of course, BDJ probably left it open considering that, you know, platforms are also another way of a player to find ways to escape and maybe reset the disadvantage that they might be put in. So we'll see if Toblerone can make things happen here in this second game. Already gets a nice little extension there. As you can kind of see, already making good use of the platforms around him. Just looking to really get his hits in. Not doing a little too much. Good grab here from BDJ. It's going to rack up a few percent. Get him off the stage. And another thing is, too, about edge guarding Yoshi. You got to be ready for those egg tosses. Because those egg tosses, in theory, can be a reversal tool to maybe catch you off guard. And, of course, be probably in jeopardy of losing your stock earlier than you should. What another up smash from BDJ! Catching the aerial drift on cue. And just like game number 1, already starting off strong here with the first stock. Toblerone gets a fair, enough to get the kill, so a little bit more evenly matched here in the second game. But these combo extensions from BDJ sending Toblerone off the stage. Almost a kill at 95. Being able to find a kill option against Yoshi? Another up smash from BDJ! These anti-air catches from BDJ have been 3 for 3. But of course, Toblerone not backing down yet. He's looking to at least bring it back to a last stock situation here, as already this game has become quite a show house right now. All right, we're going to be resetting here on center stage. BDJ having to be careful! Not enough to get the kill. Battlefield, a way for Kirby can live off that fair into up air. But I think he will not be safe on the next one that gets thrown his direction, as Kirby has only so much weight. But of course, how much more damage can you give this Kirby? An extension on the double jab lock. Not going to get much more than an up tilt. Oh, had an idea to maybe let the up air rip, but didn't get quick enough to maybe get the kill. And just like that, BJ still living. But a late hit back air is going to finally put that stock away. And it's now even Steven between the Yosh and the Kerbo. Who's going to be able to take it home? BJ, another platform extension here on Battlefield. Just really good use of finding his openings. No percent on the egg lay, so of course he is going to mash out of that pretty quickly. No harm done. Be very careful about Kirby recovering. Does catch an egg toss. Gets a double up air off the Kirby. What's the option here from Toblerone? And oh my goodness, the forward air might be enough. The no-tech Toblerone. How did he find that? The savior of the big head, that is the dinosaur. Catching BDJ and no tech on the fair. And Kirby, despite having multiple jumps, the density of the character is just too heavy to even come back to stage, even with Battlefield having such an enormous bottom blast zone. So BDJ is just going to have to lose that game immediately, and Toblerone is bringing us to a game number 3. And we're taking it to Smashville. So now we're going to be really getting close, up close and personal here with the CQC. But I would think the stage is pretty beneficial for both characters, as of course, BDJ would like a little more leverage on living, but of course Toblerone more than happy to play a little close quarters. So this is an interesting counter pick here from BDJ. I'd like to see how this would play off. But the 0 to death from Toblerone! He is explosive. Not phased by the strong game one from BDJ. He's actually just going to respond back in strength right now. Already tacking on a fantastic lead. But of course, you don't want to speak too soon, though, as BDJ is looking to maybe get a little bit of some chip damage here, because he's now playing at a very strong deficit here, so he's going to have to really play his cards correctly if he wants to find some stocks here. But Toblerone, just too good. That forward air almost connecting to maybe make it a 2-stock lead. This round one between these two players, round two, bracket-wise, is going to be insanely important for Toblerone. Of course, like I said, Toblerone has been struggling with a little bit of streakiness in his bracket play as of lately. But of course, that 1G black bracket that he had did give him a little bit of spike of some courage, a little bit of motivation. And BDJ, the man who's just trying to get back in his top form, he's realizing that the new gen of NorCal is too strong at times. But of course, can't doubt a Kerbo. When the Kerbo got turbo, he gonna start hitting you. He's gonna start pressing these buttons, gonna make some damage happen. But of course, Toblerone just trying to play his distance here, looking to get the kill from a little bit of a range. Oh, nice catch. And of course, the down being disadvantage there from Toblerone is gonna catch the air dodge off the up air. And now BDJ, despite starting to set, almost looking like he was ready to just tap it in, Toblerone has awoken. Another catch. Just so many hitboxes being thrown out from both these players, but of course, more hits coming out from the Yoshi's end. Looking to really get some really strong percentages here. Got a good grab here from BDJ. Has Toblerone at 112%, not necessarily a percent to be comfortable with in terms of getting a stock. But when you're Yoshi, forward air can be a scary tool to use. Another fair, catches the sour spot here. Stage, down throw. Falls down with a nair, forces Toblerone not to use the up air, but the fair bonks him on the stage, and Toblerone so close to taking the set. He's got to find this hit. Great recovery from Toblerone. Really trying to make sure he wraps it up now, here and there, and the late bear is just enough. And Toblerone brings it back and takes it 2-1 over BDJ. The new gen takes it over the old gen, so safe to say progress is being made. A little Yoshi tongue sticked out from Andrew there. A little freaky we're getting tonight. But that was a really great set from both players. Toblerone being able to advance a little further into the winner's bracket, of course. Hope you guys like the shirt, by the way. I don't usually wear shirts like this, but I was in El Salvador about, like, maybe, I want to say a year ago, then back in December. This shirt was from there, bro. You already know I got Goku sipping on that Pilsy. It's actually such a cute shirt. I love it. I bought it as a souvenir, but it was, like, buried in my closet for a long period of time. I figured after, like, doing my laundry and going through my clothes, I was like, oh shit, I really want to wear this. I'm also wearing a head tie today because, alright, fun fact for you guys back home. It's a little embarrassing, but I did hit my head at work today. I may have tripped and landed headfirst into a door. So, a little quick sneak peek of the damage that I have done to my face. It's a little, ooh. A little line. Well, luckily, it wasn't anything too serious. So luckily for me, I was able to just kind of like clean it up and bandage up, and now we're here. Next on stream, we got a big upset actually happening in the winner's side of things. We got Skylock versus, I believe this is Muddy. Muddy is hold on, we got some Muddy fans in chat. I'm gonna say Muddy plays Falco. I could be wrong. But I think I remember seeing Muddy with a Falco character plate on him. Is this true? Bucho? I'm going to need you to be my vouch here. Do I really know my region like that? If I can't guess what character they play? Trying to know. He does play Falco. Okay, well, there you go. I'm pretty good when it comes to the trivia of California. We got Siraj out there in the background supporting his local Sencal boy. And I believe the boy Mitty has been making some waves in Sencal, if I'm not mistaken. So, of course, his early upset in winners over Dre is insane. Look at Skylock. He is quite literally what his tag is inferred. He is locked in. And, of course, we got Victoria coming in, waving. Letting the chat know she's a supportive girlfriend for wholesome little Skylock. And the longer I stare at him, flip the camera over to me. I'm staring at him, too. I'm going to stare at Skylock as well. Hi, Skylock. I'm looking at you, too. Yeah. Yeah, I can see you, too. Don't worry, buddy. I know you're working hard on the stairs. He's locked the fuck in. Mew Blaster, hello, how you doing? Alright, it's just gonna be fun. We gotta have Pit versus Falco. This is a matchup that, you know, you don't get to see very often in NorCal because Falcos kind of don't get to see their faces very often in bracket. I think they gotta reset the game as, Skylock may have forgotten to change his in-game tag. I saw BDJ under the pit. So maybe you've been staring at me a little too long. I get I'm a little gorgeous for you, Hayden, but like, you gotta remember you're playing Smash Bros, bro. Get your controls correctly. Oh, you were at Port. I don't think I was able to see you. I actually had a couple people come up to me over the weekend and say hello to me. I didn't get a chance to see you, Mew Blaster, but hopefully maybe the next time we cross paths. Working up a sweat tonight. Hope he keeps hydrated. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's half the reason why I got the head tie on, but the other reason is because I'm embarrassed to show the massive cut that I have on my forehead. Luckily, didn't crack my skull open, but both these players looking to crack their winner's bracket wide open even further. So here we go. Skylock versus Muddy. Now, real quickly, because I do want to be an educated man when it comes to seeing some new faces, especially on the Guildhouse stream. Falco is a character that, if you're not ready for the matchup, you are pretty much in danger already. But, of course, Skylock has had a successful win rate against players such as Queso, who is our now local Falco in NorCal, he's had some close sets with, but, of course, can be a little scary at times. But I'm looking at Muddy. He's a very strong player coming from Sencal. Early stock taken, though, from Hayden. As I can see, he's got a couple big wins. He even got some U-Mans wins, who's now formerly on the NorCal PR. What a down tilt trade from Muddy. He's already scrapping with Skylock, giving him a hard time. All right, Rising Nair doesn't quite get more than that, though. And just to give you guys a little bit of some heads up about what Muddy's been doing in his recent bracket performances in Sencal, he's honestly been taking some names and also just been outplacing his performances all around the world. So I guess him being underseeded is a little too common for him. He's kind of used to TO just being like, yeah, I don't think this guy will win this one. And then Muddy's like, I could change my fate, though. So you can tell me I can't win, but I'm going to win. And what a down tilt catch from Muddy into the up smash. Oh, boy. We might be seeing some early danger in NorCal here as Muddy, already having taken down one of our top seeds here, is going to look to maybe take a second one for the road. Okay, down tilt. Going to get another forward air right there. And that was a beautifully placed laser. This is some neutral we're seeing out of Muddy. Beautifully played forward throw. And will catch the get up with a back air. So now it's last stock situation for both players. But I think if Muddy is ready to cash this one in, he's going to try and maybe get a neutral win here. Oh, but it's so scary. not getting the up tilt bear right there, but he's going to tack on more percent. And both these players are really playing with some strength tonight. Does get the late hit on the fair. And if I'm Muddy, I'm probably going to just let some moves rip pretty early, because he wants to see if Skylock can maybe contest with some of these smash attacks, perhaps maybe even some very aggressive kill options here, but he's holding his ground, catches the roll in, but doesn't get the strong hit that he was looking for. And he does get back aired, and Muddy takes game number 1. Also, how we doing, Darth Vader? Glad you can stop by and watch the stream. But yeah, it seems like our fellow Falco buddy here is a very strong competitor in Sencal. So obviously, he is looking to maybe really make his first really strong appearance here, well known beyond just the Sencal scope. So Skylock is kind of in the backseat here, down 1-0. Some other updates here in bracket as well. We just had Toblerone over BDJ earlier on stream, and we also had a few other early round ones that kind of went pretty quickly. So, by the way, winner of this set will have a chance to maybe come at Louis Money, assuming that he makes it to where he should. But there's a lot of surprises in store for us, as we have a few invaders from different sides of the region. Now really going to give us a run for our monies here. And we're going to go right into game number 2. And I'm seeing a lot of good stuff out of Muddy as well. My man has been playing Skylock respectfully. But of course, a man like Skylock, who has shown that he can take down some of the stronger Falcos in our region, he's now got a new chance at maybe a fresh face. And who knows, maybe the playstyle coming out from Muddy might be the difference maker. But of course, Falco is a character you can't really get lazy against, because if they're active, as the way of Muddy's been playing this, he's gonna keep you in check. Okay, I like the late hit on the jabs. Good catch there from the forward air. And I think the one thing that Skylock is going to have to do a little differently here is maybe respect the range a little bit more, as he's been kind of contesting Falco very up close in like very scrappy situations. And Falco is a pretty good character in the scraps, so we'll see. This first stock can be very explosive from both sides. Oh, the soft bear saving Muddy. And actually giving him a second chance at life here on this first stock. Oh, Lord. Almost got punished for that side B to ledge. And a very good use of the side B, actually escaping death. Both sides of the picture not finding it. And a back air, perfectly spaced from Skylock, takes the first stock. They were both ready to find that first one, get it sent flying. That side B into bear is going to be enough for Muddy to take the first stock as well. So this is definitely a scary boss battle that Hayden has definitely came across. We got the hidden bosses really showing face here in the early winter stages at the Guildhouse. Nice down throw to bear. He's going to get a few percent here. But Muddy, he's quite confident in his ability to make things happen. Oh, very scary. Getting played around with Falco on a top platform. Let's see it. Shielding the full nair. Okay, good catch there from Skylock. Actually getting the nair to come out first. Got to keep him out to stay. Was hopefully reading a tech in. Calls the side B out. Oh, man, they are just playing for feels right now, Muddy. Really keeping this one close. Oh, that might be it. No, not quite. No, and he goes for dare in a situation that maybe would have benefited him for a different throw, but he does find the kill. But not shortly after, Muddy is going to look to maybe steal this one quickly. Being down in this game doesn't mean much. What attack from Skylock, the down tilt! But it's not going to matter much. He gets caught with a back air rising from Muddy. And now Muddy has an opportunity to maybe push his bracket luck further. He's taking down Dre. He's looking to take down Skylock. But of course, here comes the tech chase. 50% immediately tacked on for Skylock. Right back at his Muddy. 40% applied. And I really like the defensive game that's coming out of him too. You can't be greedy in these last stock scraps because both characters are very capable of pushing their advantage state to a state. Let's see it. Oh man, that is an unfortunate recovery route from Skylock, but luckily doesn't fall victim to a stock. And he will catch the side B with a fair, and Skylock is keeping the set alive. We got a game number 3. We got back-to-back game 3s early on this bracket. Sheesh. You know, Guildhouse did not mess around today. Mr. Mintler, I appreciate you enjoying these comms. Typically, I would be playing in bracket at times, but I like to prioritize my casting abilities more so than ever. You're damn right, it's green versus blue, baby. So Muddy right now already showing some very strong promise. Maybe not so much of a hidden boss as I look through some of Muddy's stats. Consistently a threat in top 3 at the Sencal locals. And he's even taken down Umans, who is, I believe, at the, right now #1 in Sencal. So obviously, if you're a player who can take down your best within your sub-region, I think you are a formidable opponent for sure. So let's see if Skylock can be able to hold Muddy back, maybe stop his Cinderella run from pushing winner's side any further. Oh my, yeah. Oh, but doesn't get the full punish. Because Muddy's going to make it back to stage for free. Oh, and a forward smash, and it kills! Smashville can do that to you. A perfectly spaced forward smash is going to take the first stock here. And Muddy is now in some deep trouble. Thank you, Mr. Mintler. I do appreciate those words. Right now, I think Skylock might be appreciating this adaptation game that he's found in the late half of this set. As he's looking to avoid another upset, another forward smash at ledge there. Ooh, that could have been a very strong punish from Skylock, but unfortunately doesn't quite capitalize. He's going to jump over the up smashing Falco for the stock. And Muddy's back right back into this. Oh my goodness. The Waveland back to catch the tech in place, and the up smash right back. You anti-air me with an up smash, I could do the same right back to you. And now Skylock in a very comfortable spot, but of course, I've seen the Falco combos come out before. Just because you got a stock lead doesn't mean you got the lead, because Falco could take you right back, 94 uncontested. You gotta be very careful, because Muddy is very willing to let some of these attacks rip. So you're gonna have to be a little smart about how you come off the blocks here, because this bird is on fire. That could do it, but instead, settles for the nair. Landing softly onto Falco, another up smash from Muddy, and it's a last stock situation. This could be anybody's game. 10 to 25% here. Muddy is back in the lead. Skylock might be feeling the pressure a little bit here. What's the answer here? Another D-tilt into forward air. Finally gets off the blocks. He's going to look to really take Muddy straight away from him. I'm not seeing a lot of punishes either from Muddy, as Skylock's been very comfortable just throwing out an aerial. Out of shield, and the down smash! This could be it! And it definitely will be. What a set! But Skylock is victorious, avoiding another crazy upset. But, hey, yo, Muddy was kind of nice, though, with it. Let's talk about it. I think Muddy is going to make some upsets and losers. So, you know, shout out to him. Falco was looking crisp. Unfortunately, Skylock is a little good at the matchup. So Skylock will be pushing his luck to winners finals. Or not winners finals, my bad. Winners quarters. Jeez, how hard did I fall on my head today? We're talking about winners finals. It is barely 8 o'clock. Well, I do appreciate you guys for tuning in here for the Guildhouse Weekly. My name is Mars Bars. If you do want to ever catch me, I do travel for casting as well as have a pretty widespread social media, I would say, presence. If you want to drop a follow from my Twitter, my handle is right there. You see it? You see where the @ sign is? After that, look me up. I hope you do enjoy what you hear. And I do hope you enjoy the sets that we're also providing for tonight's weekly, as this is a local. I know, it's hard to believe when you walk into this stream, you think to yourself, like, am I watching a regional on a Wednesday? No, it's just your classic 30, 40-man weekly here in San Jose, California, downtown, on 421st Street. We are the home of not only just amazing fighting game tournaments, we're also the home of Pre-Genesis, home of the After Party, home of some raves. We're just home to a lot of cool things here. So, Airwix, you may have just gotten your wish granted, because on stream, we got King Koopa. And he will be facing off against Napster in a very canonical matchup, which might be very taste-worthy, since we got the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. So I don't know if you guys were able to see the trailer this morning, but I'm pretty excited for the Galaxy movie happening, coming out in April. And maybe we may not be seeing the movie early, but we might be seeing a fighting scene from that movie right here, right now. And that's between Bowser and Rosalina and Luma. Another winner's round 3, strong enough to be considered here. Now, of course, Napster been a home state in NorCal's top power ranking players. And King Koopa is just a longtime veteran who's been playing competitive Smash for as long as maybe some of these people in chat have been alive. But he has a lot of passion for the game, loves the game for what it is. But no matter what year it is, no matter who you're fighting, Napster is always going to give you the NorCal special, which is welcome to NorCal. If you want to know what it's like to fight in this region, you got to get a set with Napster first. I feel like it's not acceptable to not know what NorCal feels like fighting if you're not fighting Mr. Nabil. Alright, but, of course, this could be a stock. Not quite yet. But this is a matchup that, of course, on paper seems kind of annoying. But King Koopa, no stranger to Rosalina Luma. This is a matchup that dates back to the Smash 4 days. So he knows how to fight this character back and front. But, of course, having to be able to secure the W might be a different story. But this is a lot of shield pressure coming out from Koopa. Being able to actually maneuver in and out of Napster's options. This could be a stock here. And it will be. Catching the air dodge down. The up smash confirmed. Now we're back to 2 stocks apiece. I love that Napster is always so willing to find at least a reversal damage. May not do anything outside of just getting his true percent, but you gotta be very careful when you're fighting Rosalina, specifically Napster. But the extension on the back air, thanks to Luma, helping Koopa get another stock quite early too, as that hurt box extension may be Napster's downfall in this first game. Rising Nair into an up tilt, already at 60%. And if you're Koopa, you're probably thinking, I need this kill now. Looking for it. Falling Nair. The Luma's gone. Oh, Lord. Forward air comes out. Let's see. Can Koopa close this one out? Might be difficult, though, especially when Luma's back on stage. But what a recovery from Koopa. Oh, but he doesn't quite get the side B where he wanted it to. And Napster might escape death for now, as the rising up air does clean it up for Koopa. Game 1 goes to the king of the Koopas. Unironically, the man himself, King Koopa. So now he's up 1-0 here. Both these players are longtime veterans of competitive Smash. I want y'all to know that. King Koopa, been competing for over 10 years. If I say how long Napster's been competing for, I might be struck with lightning. But just know, there is a lot of experience of Smash between these two players, and it shows. We're going to run it back here, game number 2. Hollow Bastion. And it's just a classic matchup between these two, right? Rosa and Bowser. You don't really get to see Rosa as often at your locals. I don't know how many of you guys have a local Rosa that gives you guys problems, but NorCal has the privilege to at least have one active Rosa who has really given this region a run for their money, at least for many, many years. And no matter what game it is, it's still same old Napster. Oh, and unfortunately the air dodge a little far off the ledge. It's going to be an SD on Koopa's end. As now Napster takes the early lead here, and he might actually extend the lead just a little further here. Not unless Koopa is ready to retaliate a little stronger here. I like the weight too, but Luma lingering, giving those wacky hitboxes coming out of his direction. Koopa just looking to try and get in right here. Looking for the late hit nair into Dare. He's got Bowser off the stage. He's got him air dodging. Just a little early on that forward air, as now Koopa gets to be safely back onto the stage. A little late on the back air call out, but he is going to get a side B, and that is going to put it away. So Koopa still fighting back. King Koopa, originally his tag was gold. He changed it not too long ago. Or actually, he did change it a while back. I would say within the past year, he's changed his tag back to King Koopa. But he was formerly known as gold. That is big damage from the Flame Breath here from Koopa. Looking to maybe find a way to snag this lead right back from Napster. The way Napster's been playing the second game, might be a little bit too much to ask for here. Good evasion of the Luma. Looking to get a 2-frame, not in time. Napster just getting a lot of good hits here, but of course, Bowser with max rage can be a scary opponent to fight. No rising aerial from ledge until finds his way back. That could be it. No, not quite. Not even on Hollow Bastion can kill there. Watch out for Luma. Oh, he's trying to fight Luma back. Doesn't quite get Luma off the stage. That Luma could maybe find the stock here. Koopa might be playing with fire a little bit. Watch out from behind. And he's still living. 197. Air dodging in, but he gets a Luma lingering with a down smash. And now Napster reclaims the lead. But is it going to be a lead long enough to last? Not quite. The spacing on the F-tilt on the get-up. And Koopa, despite the veteran experience, this is a minor upset that can happen here tonight. As Koopa hasn't been active long enough in NorCal to be considered for NorCal rankings, but he has shown that he can be in top form, even against one of our long-lasting veterans on the NorCal PR. But can he close this one out, or is Napster going to give him the special? And that is, no matter where you are, there is always a way for Rosalina to strike back. And another Game 3 on stream. Yo, production out here. Y'all picking the right sets for tonight's weekly. We are getting some back and forth action. No set has been stale, and no set has been short of a surprise. Very exciting stuff we're seeing here for tonight's weekly. We haven't even seen Louis Money yet, which I know a lot of you guys are tuned in for. But of course, Koops, just, you know, taking a deep breath here, knowing, all right, well, I'll let that one go, but luckily I have an extra game to play with here. He's going to look to maybe seal the deal here for game number 3. Our third Game 3 in a row on stream. We've been 3 for 3 with these very competitive sets. I mean, now we get small battlefield here for our pick from King Koopa. Early up B is a smart decision, but unfortunately Napster is almost quite literally ready on that recovery route. He's He's going to get his hits in. So, yeah, good on Koopa. Get rid of the Luma. Because that Luma actually was giving you a lot of problems game 2. So whenever you have an opportunity to separate Rosa and Luma, make sure you do it quick. I love the late hits on the Nair there coming out from Boots. Does get a side B. But what you don't want to do is allow yourself to get reversaled by Napster, because what Napster's really good at is fooling you into thinking that his aerial drift is easy to catch. But at times, it's actually just strategic. He's trying to make you go off stage to make you get hit in the worst way possible. But Koopa holding his ground with discipline, actually being able to take the first stock here. He's going to look to get a little bit more mileage here. Watch out for Rosa! Looking to get the assist. That could be it. Yeah, good catch from Napster. Unfortunately for Koopa, fell through the platform on recovery, and Napster was right there for the punish. Now back to 2 stocks apiece. Already big damage, 24, and we might attack even more with no jump. Koopa is gone! 46%! You guys need to know, Luma's knockback on forward smash, I believe, is stronger than Bowser's. So if you could believe Bowser dying at 46 to a forward smash, it is true when Luma is in the picture. That is a strong choice of Napster to be able to get the hit in, and now Koopa might be in some trouble. Down airing and disadvantage, gonna get caught by Napster, gonna get another grab, full stock lead here. And despite of all of Koopa's efforts in this set, Napster has been able to pick up the pieces and has been able to find the dare and brings it back as Napster also avoiding another near minor upset there. It's crazy to think that every set we've gotten on stream so far, the player who's won the set loses game 1. We saw Toblerone lose game 1 to BDJ, brought it back and won. We saw Skylock lose game 1, brought it back against Midi. And Napster dropping game 1 to Koopa, also bringing it back. So it's looking like the theme of tonight is lose game 1 and you will have the set. Not sure how true it might be moving forward, as we're now going to be pushing more towards the winner's quarter sets here. But I do appreciate you guys for tuning in here at the Guildhouse. My name is Mars Bars. I am a Jigglypuff main here from NorCal. I am also a commentator. I also travel. And trying to travel to more events. I got a couple majors on my belt. Very select regionals as well. I'm very excited to maybe get some opportunities to fly out and meet a lot of you guys in your regions and maybe cast some of your events. So if you guys want to hit me up, like my Twitter handle, my X handle, whatever you want to call it, it's right down there. Feel free to hit me up, man. Inquiries are open, as always. But of course, for tonight's Guildhouse Weekly, it has been a banger so far. Goodness gracious. So many great sets early in winners. So let's see, any early upsets from the round 2s? Surprisingly enough, not really. Everything in winners quarters, or winners round 3, I should say, has been pretty on par. I will say we did get a minor upset of Yogi over Nano Ash. So Yogi, our new local Rob from the East Coast, from Boston originally, has been making some waves here in NorCal since their move. They work here permanently here in the South Bay. So we've been getting a lot of people moving from the East Coast to the West Coast. We had Queso come from the New York area. We had Yogi coming from Boston. A lot of people just like the West Coast, man. I mean, hey, listen, I might be biased, but that's mostly just because like I've been living here my entire life. I can't really say I have a strong opinion on anywhere else, but I have traveled a decent amount across the country and internationally. So for me, I'm definitely a believer in some pretty fun things to look out for. Well, yeah, we are now kicking into winner's quarters here, and hey, this should be a very fun one, ladies and gentlemen. What we got next on stream? Got a couple good winner's quarter sets. I think production's kind of cycling through. What would make it? So our winner's quarter sets are now pretty much ready to go. We got Louis Money versus Skylock, which will be happening in quarters. We also got hrutik versus Napster, which is a classic. Anybody who has watched hrutik and Napster play against each other know that typically Napster has hrutik's number, but hrutik has obviously had a massive level up, and he's also been very good about adapting to his opponents, specifically the ones that give him a hard time in this region. And I think tonight's weekly will be a good test of whether hrutik is strong enough to get past those bracket demons that he has. And then, of course, for our stream sets in Winner's Quarters, we have Yogi versus Twan, which is a run back of last night. So Yogi and Twan are also regulars at the tournament that ITO in Sunnyvale, which is not too far away from where we host the Guildhouse. And they like to compete there pretty often. Twan and Yogi fought in losers quarterfinals, where I believe Twan took it in 3-1 fashion, if I can recall. I think Twan won that 3-1. It was a best of 5 set, though. But of course, I've been told many times that Yogi has had a lot of strong experience fighting some good min-mins in the East Coast. So whenever he does fight a Twan or a Skeletal, he does kind of threaten the idea that an upset can happen. But of course, Twan, who is our regular, also veteran PR player here in the region, is of course looking for a chance to stay consistent, stay on task, stay on schedule. But Yogi wants his run back, and he definitely earns it after sending Nano Ash to losers, which is a pretty good upset there for Yogi. And then on the other side of things, we got Twan. But yeah, I'm going to try and push to cast this set and the next set, which is Dtier Skeletal, because those are 2 sets I do look forward to watching. I'm going to push through casting them, and the reason why I say that is because low-key, not realizing how much an effect my head has after banging it pretty hard earlier today. I'm already starting to feel a little out of it, but it's okay. I got some tea here with me. I'm going to stay a little bit hydrated, a little focused. But I think after we get our quarter sets out of the way, I might step away from the mic for a small break. And I'll at least come back for the later action of bracket. But it has been a treat, of course, to at least cast with you guys some of the opening sets we have here. We also have some other good casters in the building. We also have Sputnik G2, who's a local low-tier main hero, who is also a phenomenal caster in NorCal. So he might be able to come and save me from the trenches of solo casting. And who knows? Maybe we might get some other faces up here too. But we got rotations, guys. Don't you worry. Well, we might be getting back-to-back Min-Min action here, as we're going to start things off with Min-Min Rob. Mythically, a matchup known to be very good for Rob. But of course, Min-Min can still find their way in. So let's see if Yogi can get revenge from last night's action and maybe convert it into a trip to winner's semis. So this is our first winner's quarters set for production to change the round name. But we got Twan versus Yogi. We're starting things off here on Hollow Boston. And just like that, as you can see, if Rob is correct on tracing the Min-Min off the stage, it is almost certain death every single time. And of course, that's a thing that Min-Mins have struggled, is matchups that do have to force them to recover a certain way. And kind of praying that the opponent is not readily hoping to get their downfall. But what a comeback from Twan to immediately bring the stocks back to 2 apiece. We were not even a minute into this first game, and this is already going blow for blow on both sides. So much additive action happening. And I think Yogi might have done some homework reviewing some sets between him and the Min-Mins. Probably trying to figure out what he did wrong and maybe capitalize on it here in this late half of bracket. Okay. Doesn't get the Ram to connect there. Good air dodge. Gonna mash out of trouble. Not gonna get a punish either. And Twan's survivability is looking pretty good right now. Keeping Yogi at bay. Little Z drop on the gyro. Looking to maybe catch him. Fast fall in there. Not quite. That could be a stock here. Yogi's correct. And unfortunately for Twan, does find a way to come back to stage. Now we got another offstage situation. And what I've noticed the most from Twan and Skeletal is their willingness to really be aggressive on these edge guards. Because we all know that these characters are more than capable of, you know, recovering when they need to. But being willing to go out there and potentially sacrifice your whole advantage state to secure a stock. Sometimes you kind of have to go for those calculator risks in order to at least secure some stocks, because players are getting really good at being able to keep their life alive. And it's right there. Yogi was able to find the right recovery route to catch Twan getting a little greedy. And now takes a slight lead here in game number 1. Do we get any insurance damage from this stock from Yogi? Let's see. Already has a decent amount, but 16 is all she wrote. As Twan now brings it to a last stock situation. Let's see what we can get out of both these players. You got Min off the stage, and you're going to catch the air dodge. Luckily for Twan, isn't enough to take them straight away from the ledge. And goodness gracious, not going to catch the air dodge. But Yogi playing this very safely. Not trying to go for anything too risky, but alas, we're back to center stage. Another air dodge coming out from Twan. Catches the no tech, but not going to get anything else off the follow-up. Parry off of the blast. Off the laser, I should say. Top plat indeed. Can catch the landing. Down tilt galore. And Yogi really trying to catch the get-up landing. Just unfortunately doesn't find it. But he does find another nair. Has him off the stage. But Twan holding on to his jump. Might be actually his saving grace here, as he has an opportunity to put this game away. A good recovery from Yogi. Reversals the situation. But another strong arm from Twan. Both players refusing to fall, but Twan is the one who finally gets the upper hand and takes game 1. Goodness gracious. Now, this could be a scary thing for Twan, though. I'm not going to jinx it, but it's been a motif tonight that our stream sets tonight have shown that the winner of game 1 ends up losing the set. So let's see if Twan can maybe change the tides of those fates. Because we don't want to go 4 for 4 on reverse 2-0. But Yogi is super down to make it happen. He's already made 1 upset possible. He's looking to make a second one just as bright. Here we go. Game number 3. Or 2, I should say. We're back to Hollow Bastion once more as well. Okay. Looking to get on ledge here. Not quite going to find it. But does make it back. Really good extensions here from Twan. 87 on the stock. Not going to get more off the punish. Ooh. That was a nicely placed down tilt there. Keeps Yogi off the stage. He's going to go for it all here. Yogi's going to look to recover low. Doesn't find the up air. Now he has to recover at bay. He's got to compete with the twin of the Min. Oh, but the reversal from Yogi catches Twan in a very bad spot with no jump. And that's going to be a very early stock loss from Twan. We're now back to 2 apiece. That's kind of what you got to do in Rob Min. I think it's very fair to say if you are the Rob, you are very, very capable of making a strong reversal if the Min does prove to be too aggressive off stage, or maybe even too aggressive at their ledge presence. So right now, Yogi's trying to make Twan really pay for just trying to be aggressive. Now I'm off the stage here. Gonna catch the air dodge with another ram. Nair into fair. And I like the rinse and repeat here from Twan. Unfortunately, that might be a stock. No, not actually. Twan actually makes it out of there. unharmed. Parry down smash. And does get the late hit of the big ball. Meatball. And we got meatballs on the spaghetti of moves being thrown out from both ends. They just refuse to fall early, but Yogi, it could be scary. Yogi just looking to get Twan out of dodge. Off the ledge. This could be a good spot for Yogi. Let's see if he can find the stock. That might be it, actually. Yeah, it's going to be just enough to push Min Min off the ledge. I don't know, chat. I'm not saying this is a repeating thing I'm seeing tonight, but if Twan does lose game 2, I think we might know where we're putting our money on for game number 3. But it's never too late, though. Last stock situation between Twan and Yogi here. A winner does get a chance to make top 8 winners side tonight. And Yogi already making one upset on Nano Ash, looking to make a second one here on Big Twan. Already gets the extensions here on the plat. 63 to Twan's name. Gyro's out to play neutral. Not enough to maybe make something happen. Air dodges back to center stage. Keeps it calm and cool. Oh, this could be bad news for Twan. Is that it? No, doesn't get the second hit on the up tilt. Avoids getting hit. Keeps the jump. And what a recovery from Twan, being able to live that. And he's alive, but he doesn't get caught with the down smash, and Yogi takes game 2. Oh, no. I've seen this same old song and dance before, ladies and gentlemen. It is looking like the prophecy is already being taken into place, as Yogi is looking to become not our first, but our 4th straight player to potentially take a set after going down 1-0. Who did Twan play before Min Min? Good question. Twan played a various amount of characters, actually. Mostly known for the Pokemon trainer, but in early Ultimate, Twan was able to be ranked with characters such as Pit and Meta Knight. But he does have a plethora of characters. Twan just chooses to play Min Min because he does have faith in this character to be a pretty strong bracket character, and I think we all know that. But Twan, of course, has always been, familiar with playing multiple characters in the cast, but obviously in the last few years, Twan has been very dedicated to the Min Min more than anything. And speaking of dedication, look at the recovery from Twan. Has to do it again, though. Might be harder this time around. Gets the backboard off of Yogi! Very well-placed gyro. It's going to steal a stock. And Yogi with the early lead again. Okay, he's at center stage, though. Let's hit with the gyro. Doesn't catch the roll, though. Twan does not want to go to loser, especially with all the craziness that's been going on down there. But nice conversion there. Take that first stock. Interesting that Smashville was left open here from Yogi, but I would think that Rob is also super down for this stage as well, so maybe not too crazy to see this stage still being left open. Oh, this is a monstrous advantage stage from Yogi, but is just not able to take the stock yet. Twan might be playing with his luck a little bit too much here, as he is lasting so many close calls from Yogi and is still able to fight back. Looking to catch the air dodge in, maybe a roll in. Oh my goodness, Twan already on the money right now, just getting his hits that he needs to bring this back. Very aggressive edge guarding from Twan. And the gas might be pretty close to low, but it's not going to matter. What avoidance, what evasion from Twan. Sour spot there, that is enough. The gyro is going to send him off the stage, and Yogi, a chance for revenge after dropping the Twan last night at the local. He came back the next day, and he's looking to get his revenge right here and now. And as we've seen tonight, Chad, Game 1 winners have not been able to secure the set for themselves. So is Yogi going to be the next opponent to make sure we keep the cycle going? He's got Twan in a bad spot. No up smash coming out in time. Okay, empty hops to the down tilt. Stock is ready to explode from Yogi. He is refusing to back down from this fight. Oh, what a catch from Twan. Last stock situation. Only one can advance to winner semis. And both players have what it takes to make it happen, but Twan fighting back with every little inch he has. Big hits, 43 already off the interaction. Catches the arm there behind him. Oh, bad spot to be in. Double fair is going to do enough damage. Has him off the stage. Yogi not going to convert yet, but he does it again. Oh, and he catches him on the gyro. Oh, if he would have dragged down with forward smash, I think that would have been the game. Oh, but he just nares right into a laser. This could be it. No, not quite. Twan finds a way back. Yogi dropping the edge guard. He has to land. Is there a roll? No roll. Another down tilt. He's going to play it. Going to look to checkmate Twan. And he does. All the tethers are gone. And Yogi reverse 2-0's Twan. The motif continues. All Game 1 victors have yet to take a set on stream. It's gnarly, man. How does Yogi do it? Well, good on Yogi. He's actually able to take the set and advance to winner's semis after making now back-to-back upsets on Nanoash and now Twan. Now joining me here for co-casting, we got Sputnik. Talk to me about your bracket.
Dog, I'm at the point where I feel like I'm so close to doing more. You know what I mean? Like, but I just can't put it all together. And it's so, like I didn't play, like, I went 2-2, you know, so it wasn't, like, catastrophic. But
pretty strong for the bracket caliber we have. Let me see.
Just at this close, man. Like,
yeah.
I just gotta, it fits and spurts. It's, like, sometimes you put it all together, but it's not consistent, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, the people you lost to are also pretty strong candidates. I mean, Siraj, King Koopa, those are just two players that are just really good at what they do.
Yeah, but, you know, we wouldn't be competitors if we didn't want to get those wins instead of being like, well, they were strong, and
yeah,
it is, you know what I mean?
So good enough that you came up, because I was just telling chat that I might take a break after this skeletal D-tier set. And mostly just because I'm still trying to recover from an unfortunate bonk on my head I had earlier at work.
Yeah.
So
you gotta take care of that.
Yeah, you know? I'm starting to realize that I'm a little more lightheaded for casting longer, so I'm gonna try not to, you know, knock out on stream, because I wouldn't want production to be like, why is Mars Bars not breathing?
That's not the kind of entertainment we come
it's a little grim.
Guildhouse for.
Oh yeah.
All right, not a fun matchup for Dtier.
No, not at all.
But this individual is very capable of overcoming some really bad matchups, as we've seen many a time before. So.
And you know the craziest thing too is that Dtier is actually lifetime ahead in sets against Skeleton.
Yeah.
Which in a matchup like Ice Climbers Min Min, think like, damn, how is the Ices doing it? Well, Dtier, he's no stranger to matchups where he just sits there and thinks, yeah, why am I playing this character?
Yeah.
He's grinding out these matchups though, but Skeletal, now known as the tag you see up there, obviously it's a mouthful, but we all know him to be Skeletal. Obviously, not very happy with the bracket performance they had at YouthNet last night. Unfortunately, fell short to Skylock and Yogi for a 7th place finish. Looking to do a little more tonight, and Dtier could be an ultimate test here, as this is a guy he has had some struggles with in the past. But I think if you're able to can in the climbers one at a time, I think Skeleton can make the upset.
Yeah, it's so much easier said than done versus a player of Dtier's caliber. This is a good start, though. They are separated, and now you're going to have to find a way back. And that is just not going to happen without the partner climbers. Skeletal putting on a clinic on how to separate the ice climbers there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Actually, smart on Skeletal to kind of just drift like that, away from getting frozen, being able to escape potentially a lot of unnecessary damage applied to him. But I think it's scary, though, because Dtier, despite ice climbers being the way that they are, he is extremely aggressive when he sees you off stage.
Yeah, the fundies are so good from Dtier, and it's so impressive when you see an Ices player that has these kind of fundamentals, because you have so many things going on trying to execute all the tech that you have to do to play this character at a high level.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you still got to play the game, right?
Still got to.
This is not Luigi. This is not Kazuya. This character's got to work to overcome their deficiencies, and that's something only good fundies will get you to, especially in a matchup like this. So,
and as you can see, Dtier is definitely attempting to overcome such a matchup where he has to kind of do it at long range here, throwing out a lot of these freezes. Unfortunately, Nana gets obliterated, so now looks like Popo might have to try to maybe get the lead back into their favor here, because it's looking pretty good for Skeletal right now.
Sopo versus Min is a rough proposition, to be sure. How do you approach? Well, you bait out an up smash, and almost finding this edge guard. I don't think. Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Oh my! Catching the jump from ledge too. Sopo out here putting on some mileage for the team.
That's the best case scenario for your Sopo. If you get extra credit here, that's all the better. But taking that stock means so much, because now you're going to be fully loaded with one more stock to work with. Again, Ice Climber's just so fragile in a matchup like this. That extra credit really matters.
Yeah. All right, but he does get caught jumping in a bad position, and now we're last stock here, and I think this is going to be an important game one for Skeletal to take. But unironically, ooh, did not get the spike. Unironically, though, I've been saying it all night. We've had 4 sets in a row where the person who has won game 1 has lost a set. I'm not kidding.
That's that adaptation, man.
We've had 4 straight reverse 2-0s on stream. So I think for Skeletal's sake, losing game 1 is not a bad idea. But of course, we can't let hijinks be hijinks.
Right now, doing a good job keeping them separated, but the defensive play from Dtier, maybe a little bit of an overcommitment from Skeletal. What a pivot grab, though. It's the partner climber. Now, you cannot get complacent. We did see this Sopo make some things happen. Yeah, you cannot let this ledge trap go to waste.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, dude.
Oh, my goodness. And Dtier was almost getting the forward smash call out, almost making the reversal happen. And it all comes down to whether your advantage state got it, but does take the jump, and Skeletal takes game 1. Okay, so there is some hope. Maybe Skelly can make a run tonight, but the superstitions of this weekly has been in the eye of the beholder, which is if you win game 1, you don't win the set. And Skeletal needs to break that curse tonight, because it's surprising I've seen it 4 times in a row already.
It's all about the adaptation and the counter adaptation. And Dtier, one of the best at adapting.
Yes.
So Skeletal still got to be locked in. You cannot get complacent. I don't care how good the matchup is on paper. You got to lock in and lock this down, because when those ice climbers get in, you are going for a ride.
Yeah.
But only 43 off of that little engagement. But you are seeing Dtier play this super, super patiently. Unfortunately, Nana does get a little bit separated and not going for the back throw that time.
Yeah, very scary position to be in if you are Skeletal right now. Just getting hit consistently. Despite, trying to get the arms reach to get the climbers off them, it's not really going to matter because Dtier is just all over Skeletal. Goodness. What a stop.
Do like the mix-up of the no mash on the ice block, but Dtier ready to cover every option. Skeletal just trying to rush it back into the center of the stage. And you cannot rush that, because that's what Dtier is looking for. He wants you to get scared in the corner. But, oh wow, just using that side B straight through everything. Now Skeletal starting to lose touch a little bit. You cannot let that happen. Oh.
No way, that's a stock. That's it. Wow, Dtier. The desync combos from him is actually just gnarly. Because you wouldn't think Nana would be ready to, like, you know, lob the assist for Popo. But god damn, when Dtier gets in, Dtier gets in.
No, this is unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna lose a stock like that once in a while. That's kind of the climber tax, where okay, we're a little too separated, and I can't save you, nor can I save myself. So I guess we could just let the stock go for now.
Min Min, of course, is a comeback character. If you let Min Min get back in the game, she will get back in the game. And Dtier taking a lot of damage here on the corner, but I do love that side B going over all of this garbage. Skeletal trying to continue the lens grab. They are separated, but Skeletal does not convert. Nana finds a way back.
Okay, really just trying to hold their ground here. Oh, maybe. Oh! A little ugly conversion, but it does get the job done here. That could probably do it. Yeah,
that's
not enough though.
That was a grimy way to edge guard, and actually is going to pick up off of that this DI on the Nair. So Skeletal, hang on a second, they were separated.
Oh no. Okay. Unfortunately, almost dying to up air from Nana. This is an even game, unfortunately, for Dtier. Let's see if he can try and fight back. Skeletal, in advantage state, Demon as they are going to look to just put away the set right now. Not afraid of the climbers, is ready to just throw their hand into the ring.
So scary when you get hit by a Nair in that position. Dtier, though, using these air dodges so well, just dodging the arms and finds a down smash on the run-in. Dtier.
Goodness gracious.
Trying to complete the 5th game 3 comeback.
The 5th reverse 2-0 in a row. I can't do it, man. I feel like if I'm production, I gotta be putting a curse on some of these sets on stream, because there's no way we're getting 5 straight game 3s before we even make it to top 8. That just goes to show that obviously competition and adaptation is strong amongst the region, but damn it, why is it so consistent? It makes me want to throw game 1 next time.
Hot tip. Throw game 1, and so you win the set.
Yeah,
because
you were just not 2-0ing your opponent tonight, guys. Sorry to tell you this. You have to play a game 3. You have to counterpick.
This is a test of adaptation. You see how patient Dtier is being, but now the climbers are separated. And, oh, wow, using the invincibility on the up B to work the way through that arm. Still not the greatest position for Dtier, but far from catastrophic. Oh, this is not good, though. Can Dtier find a way back?
Ooh, what a catch!
Oh!
And Skeletal sniping the Nana, forcing the Popo to have to drop the stock. And now, very good position to be in if you're Skeletal.
Just so hard to keep them together. Dtier, one of the best at defending the partner climber, but in some cases, it just does not matter. And now Skeletal can park the bus. You know, take it slow. Force Dtier to come to you. Dtier, like this. Oh my God, Nana, what are you doing? Okay. Sometimes you gotta roll in aggressively, make things happen. Awful spot to be, but great option from Skeletal to roll out of that situation.
Oh, the downer and disadvantage. That might be curtains, but luckily Skeletal being able to get that out of dodge there with a down smash. And now you got climbers separated, but you kind of put in a little awkward position. Like, what do we do here? Who do I go for first? You kind of have to act fast, or else the climber is going to be reunited and once again applying the pressure.
Let's find a way past that wall of back air, though. And Nana has quite a bit of damage at this point, so it might take just one touch.
Oh.
Great catch. There it is. And now is just the one. And if you're the Silpho, you got to find a way to take the stock, because going down 3 stocks to 1.
This is going to be heartbreaking. And Skeletal right now looking to avoid getting reverse 2-0'd. I would not want to see a reverse 2-0, especially when you're up 2 stocks, but God, we got to change the tides. We got to change the tides, Skeletal, please. I'm begging. We need you to clutch up.
Well, Dtier's got to lock in. You got to get one. Oh, no.
No. Okay, Nana not deciding to coordinate. I get it.
Doesn't even matter, though. Oh, my God, that was insane. But Dtier cannot quite find the spike. And now you are starting to lose touch, but Skeletal does not want to let these primers in. Maybe one more grab and this percent probably evens the stock score.
No. Okay. A lot of good usage of the arms, just backing off the ices, and this chip damage is going to go a long way for Skeletal, at least to just kind of put himself in a position to finally just knock in the set, and that's exactly what he might be able to do here. The climbers are separated, but the edge guards are not consistent. They are just still afloat.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity there to take care of Nana. That's it. Surely, Nana. No, not quite getting it. Again, maybe a potential missed opportunity there, and Skeletal letting these ice climbers hang around for a little bit longer than I think he wants. They find a way in.
And the squall, the clutch squall to get back to stage. Oh no, but the slide off from Popo, and now it's gonna leave just one climber left, and Dtier is just going to forfeit. Skeletal clutches it home and makes it into winner's semis, and finally, the curse is broken.
At long last.
The curse is broken.
Skeletal taking it up to winners semis. You know, and again, we talked about that's a really hard matchup for ice climbers, but
yeah,
really good stuff to Skeletal making that happen.
Now we're going to be getting hrutik Napster on stream. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. Also, on top of the fact that not only is my head like sort of lightheaded, but it's the fact that I had a 6 a.m. meeting at my company today. So I woke up at 5 in the morning to drive to San Francisco, work in the office for 11 hours, and I drove all the way down to San Jose, and I'm like, I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to relax. Now after sitting down and relaxing, I'm realizing, wow, I'm really tired. It's like, I might be tired. But
you had a day, man.
I've had a day. But I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave a couple sets for you. I might come back maybe in the later half of bracket, maybe around like top 4, top 3. My name is Mars Bars. Find me on Twitter. I'm going to go find myself on a couch somewhere. I don't know. But appreciate you guys for listening. Stick around. We got some more good sets, and Sputnik will hold it down for y'all.
All right. Thank you, Mario, as always. Chat, hope you're doing well on this Wednesday. You know, we're all out here. It was a smaller bracket today, but no less stacked, to be sure. And it's our last winner's quarters set, I believe. hrutik versus Napster. You know, Inkling versus Rose. Definitely one of those matchups you don't see that often. These two have played quite a bit. These are both very fun characters to watch, although inherently flawed. So you do not see them too often in modern Ultimate meta, which is just hyper-optimized. Right now, you see hrutik trying to take care of that Luma and really limit what Napster can do for a few seconds here. But, you know, Napster, expert of this character. Great edge guarder as well is Napster. Great at taking advantage of these corner pressure situations. Luma is back in business now. It's so scary getting hit by a Nair like that. Rosa, just one of those characters where if you're not ready, you will take a lot of damage and just blow up when you are not expecting it. But so inherently inconsistent at times. hrutik trying to get this edge guard now. hrutik's ledge play, definitely one of my favorite things to watch in the region. You have to be very good at making the most of your ledge pressure with Inkling. This character is not going to get kills the traditional way most of the time. You got to make the most of the ledge pressure situations. hrutik getting that edge guard. That is what you got to do as Inkling. You got to make the most of your advantage stage at that percent. But Napster, he's got a kill move of his own. Much faster, much stronger than anything Inkling can throw out. And is going to even up the score. Napster maybe getting the Super Mario Galaxy power-up. That trailer did drop today. There's going to be like 8 Super Mario movies, man. They're going to milk that cow for as long as it can go. Right now, Napster's down a little bit. Wow, going super deep and actually getting clipped, but hrutik not quite making it all the way back, and maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity. Had a lead there, but Napster catches a break. Now it will be hrutik trying to make things happen. You know, made a little bit of a mistake, but you cannot let that get to you. But Napster is tacking on so much damage to hrutik right now, trying to find the down air, but not quite going to get it. Looking for that up smash, but hrutik ready for the parry. Napster, though, applying a lot of damage, playing well with the Luma. hrutik trying to find a way in, trying to get something started. We are approaching Booyah % with Rage. That is the kill confirmed that we know hrutik's going to be looking for. It's so hard to find these kills. Oh, we can just find a roller, though! And the up smash is going to take it for hrutik. So, hrutik taking game number 1. See where we're going here, what adaptation that's going to make. You know, hrutik got some earlier kills than you expect to see with Inkling most of the time. Again, not a character that has the easiest time of killing. Needs to find some stray hits, but hrutik was finding them. Finding those openings in Napster, and that's all you need. Now, what a stage spiking option to take care of the Luma. Napster is taking quite a bit of damage right here. 85% already. And climbing, this character has no issues racking up the damage. And now the game becomes, can hrutik seal this stock without Napster getting back in here? Gonna find that up smash. Finding those quite a bit here in the early going. You know, Napster just kind of overextending a little bit. hrutik finding these stray hits. If you give Inkling those opportunities, this character is very, very dangerous. Move it down once again. hrutik playing this very well. Just gonna tack on some ink. You know, ink, we don't talk about it that much, but low-key, pretty broken. If that mechanic was on a character that could actually kill, we would be talking about it a lot more. Oh, finds another roller. What a mix from hrutik and the Booyah. On Battlefield, that's not quite going to do it, though. Napster just trying to find a way back into this, but hrutik looking super dialed here. Great ledge trapping as well. So hard to find a way past this. hrutik just begging you to overextend because that's where he's going to get those kills. If he can find another up smash, find another roller, or another back air even, Napster barely living it there. And this percent forward air will certainly kill at the ledge. Maybe a back air will as well if it's not too stale. Napster's just got to try and find a way on, but this is the problem sometimes with Inkling. The defensive play from Napster a little bit better. As I say that, though, hrutik finds a stray hit, finds that KO at 170. And now Napster in a world of trouble. Gonna have to put together a Herculean effort to stay in winners here, but it's looking like hrutik has this locked down. So much damage on Napster, all this ink. The ledge trapping from hrutik is immaculate. The pressure from hrutik is immaculate. Finds the spike, but Luma bailing out Napster. It is going to take that first stock, but still a lot of work to do if you want to bring this back. Inkling, a character you can make comebacks against if your defensive good play is good, but not if hrutik has anything to say about it. Finds the Booyah, almost a JV3, and hrutik will move on in bracket. We, I believe, are looking at winners semis coming up next, and it is going to be Luis versus Yogi on deck. Yogi on quite the run, but Luis recently getting 5th at Port Priority, so, you know, playing pretty hot right now. Actually had 2 NorCal folks get in top 8 at Port Priority. Shoutouts to Lammers for making it to 7th. Most hype I've ever been watching me gunner, that is for sure. But Yogi, you know, on a run themselves. You know, got some good wins to get here. We saw them take down Twan. And I believe they also took down NanoAsh. Yes, they did. So, you know, definitely making some things happen so far in bracket. It's going to be interesting to see what Luis will go. Will we go straight to the Palu? Will we try something different? I've seen a lot of characters from Luis so far in this bracket. So we'll see. Chat, wherever you are, I hope your Wednesday is going well. We're chilling here in San Jose, preparing for the rain that's coming tonight. Last time I was here when it rained, the roof leaked up in the commentary box. which was not on my bingo card that night, I have to say. But we're all here. We're all just grinding Yogi, chillaxing there on stage, waiting for his opponent. Alright, chat, I got a question for you. Did anyone play the Kirby Air Riders demo? I don't have a Switch 2 yet, so couldn't quite get to it, but the game does look very interesting. And that might be the game that I get a Switch 2 for, so I'm curious, is it controllable? I saw some clips that looked a little bit crazy. I'm curious if some folks managed to get their hands on it, and if you are, what your opinion on that game is. I think the Switch 2, trying to get some more good games on it. There's some good games on that, I've heard. You know, Bonanza, of course. Heard mixed things on Mario Kart World, but you know, kind of hard to follow up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You got to try and do something different, but. You know, overall, I don't know, like, the library is not quite where it needs to be for me, but maybe Kirby Air Riders is what pushes that over the edge, so. Always need a good racing game in life. And it's Sakurai's game, man. It's Sakurai's masterpiece. It's got all that crazy content, so. I don't know what the next Smash game is going to look like, but it's definitely going to have an unreal amount of content one way or another, because that's just the way this man operates. Gonna check out what else is happening in bracket for y'all. I believe every part of the bracket should be in top 16 at this point, and it is. Alright, so we have one loser's top 8 set. It will be King Koopa in one set of losers. Twan versus Toblerone is currently happening. That will decide losers. Siraj BP upsetting NanoAsh. So NanoAsh out at 13th. And they're now fighting Dtier. And Napster is fighting Muddy, who beat Trey and took a game off of Skylock, and then took down Jet to get to top 16, so. And then they beat KBF, so now they're at 9th, they're playing Napster. And it looks like we got one side of top 8, or of winners top 8 ready to go here. Luis versus Yogi. What will Luis go? That is always the question. Oh, we're going to Aegis. Okay, so the Louis Money Aegis, we see it on occasion. Definitely, you know, not a character that he pulls out in like super serious majors or anything like that, but we've seen it. You know, Aegis, of course, a character that you can make work with good fundies, no matter who you are. A relatively straightforward character, all things considered. So, definitely what Louis Money needs to kind of try some things out. And I must say that Louis has looked pretty unstoppable so far in the sets previous to this. So, taking it to Yogi right now. Hacking on so much damage here on Yogi. Yogi, of course, very competent Rob as we've seen on stream so far, but this is quite the test for any Rob player. And you know that top players like Luis are familiar with this matchup. You're not matchup checking anyone that's good with Rob. They know what's coming. You gotta just make the most of your skill. Oh wow, hang on a second. Using the side B to reflect it. Now putting out so much pressure. Yogi making some things happen. Great movement from Luis to bait out that up smash. And now Luis does have a lead. up the ladder here. So hard to get out of this advantage as Rob. Now it's going to be on Yogi to try and seal this stock, but it's so hard to find these stocks versus Luis. Defensive play is so good. Defensive play is important if you're wanting to play a character like Aegis. Of course, Luis usually prefers, when in the serious matches, prefers characters with a little bit more in terms of the recovery. That is going to be the stock. You cannot get spiked underneath the platform by Pyra. That is just all she wants. Trying to find that adaptation, trying to make something happen, but oh, just waiting for the air dodge. So patient from Luis. Man, it's looking really hard for Yogi. Just trying, sealing stocks versus top players is really hard, man. Like, you can rack up the damage, but actually getting that final KO, that is challenging proposition because they just know what you're going to do to try and get that stock. Even the Nair not killing at that percent. Trying to find a way back. What a recovery from Luis. Trading with the up air. Now Yogi, yeah. 197 living to Yogi. Trying to take inventory, trying to figure out what adaptations can be made. See if we can take a game here. But if you wanna make things competitive versus Luis, game 1 is very important. This man is an adaptation master. We don't see many people win sets after losing game 1 versus Luis. So. A lot of damage here to kick it off. Yogi just, we're on Hollow, so. But I don't know. I think Hollow is a pretty good stage for the Aegis. You will see a lot of Aegis just kind of take hold of this center platform. It's good for Pyra. You find all these spikes. It's hard to approach Pyra when she's on that center platform because the down air is so good. An advantage of having your username as a character name is you get to hear your username a lot on commentary, especially if it's a character as common as the Aegis. Yogi looking a lot stronger here in game number 2. Let's see if we can get that first stock, maybe give himself a lead to work with. The mini commentator's curse. It's all my fault, man. It's so hard to land. These parries are so good from Luis. He's the best at parrying in the region, of course. Just trying to get something started with a landing there like that is not going to work. It is going to get punished. Oh, okay. Luis missing the ledge there a little bit. We've all been there trying to land our down airs. It happened even to the best of us. Yogi taking a lot of damage. All right, Luis taking a lot of damage, getting rocked off stage. Yogi with a lead to work with now. Let's see if these adaptations can hold true, but finding the spike, the up smash. We know what Pyra does. Yeah, taking so much damage off stage as well. The confirms with the Mithra is on point. Just so hard for a character like Rob to get off the ledge versus a character like Mithra, who is so fast, has that disjoint, has the frame data. Not a fun time if you're playing a big body. Finds the footstool as well. Oh man, the mix! Luis was cooking with that F smash, but Yogi not having any of it. Trying to put on some pressure, but that blazing edge does beat it. Okay, hang on a second. Going up the ladder, waiting for that. Oh no, the Nair. Okay, very big kill screen. Good DI from Yogi, but the damage is climbing on the Luis. Oh no. Okay. So, Luis up 6-0 now. a huge amount of Aegis in the region anymore. We got Salt Lord, of course, but his character is significantly more common in some other parts of the country than it is here. So it is kind of fun to see it on stream. If Salt Lord's not here, we don't get to see it that often. You'll change that one day. Hey, come out, man. Like, always good to have more folks coming out to these tournaments. Like, if you're in the region and you're like, you know, this looks really fun, but these people are good and it's scary, like, the best way to get over that is come out. Or if you're considering moving here, well, NorCal's awesome, so you should do that. Like, there's never a bad reason to come to the tournament. I would highly encourage anyone to try it out, no matter your skill. That is a raw F-smash from Luis, who's going to find that stock. Trying to tack on a lot of pressure right now is Luis. Yogi, trying to find a way to take the game, make things a little bit interesting, but man, Luis's fun is just so good. And that is, oh no, not getting the up smash, but does not matter. Luis prepared for anything. And Luis gets the winner's finals without dropping a game. Man, smothering. Excellent stuff from Luis. Yogi, trying to take a stock, trying to make things interesting, but Luis looks super dialed in, and it's just so hard. Defensive play from Luis is so good. How did that laser not hit the plot armor? Yogi, okay, up throw? No, not gonna do it just yet. Not trusting down there. Nice little conversion, but still alive. Okay, finally. Taking the stock with that gyro throw. But lots of damage now coming in Yogi's way. And it's just so hard when you're playing a character like Rob. No super fast out of shield options. Mithra can just mash. And now we know what he's looking for with his Pyro. What every Pyro looks for. He's going to press down on the stick. Not quite going to take the stock just yet, but Luis looking mighty comfortable. Okay, now we're just trying to find a miss at this point. Trying to use crazy hand, the tech in, or the miss tech into the dash attack. Luis, without dropping the game, moving on to winners finals. A familiar spot for them, to be sure. So, Skeletal versus hrutik is your other winners semis set. Skeletal currently rocking the Legend ZA middle mega Falinks tag there, so it's always fun to see what Pokemon tag Skeletal is rocking. We had the Wo-Chien reaction for a while. That was a good one. But we're keeping with the times, keeping with the new game. Really do hope that Mega Evolution sticks around into Gen 10. Can't imagine they'd bring it back and not keep it, but it's such a cool mechanic, man. Revitalizing some really pretty bad Pokemon, like Falinks, for example, and it would be not super fun if we did not get to use those new Pokemon in the next generation. So hopefully, in Generation 10, Skeletal can continue to use Mega Falinks. Maybe with abilities, that would be kind of nice. We are currently waiting on Skeletal. These
two have played a handful of times before. Although I don't think this matchup is particularly fun for Min. I think there's a lot of ways for hrutik to find a way in. You know, definitely one where the Min advantage state can still come in clutch, but gets fast characters like Inkling with the sneaky little dash that she's got. Like things can happen that do not go your way as a mid player. So see what else is happening in bracket. See Mario not lying down and just dancing and watching some sets. So you've been lied to about taking a load off. Okay, so Napster and Dtier is one of your losers' 8 sets. Twan and King Koopa was the other, and Twan 3-0'd King Koopa. So they are now waiting in losers' quarters for the loser of this set. Winner goes on to fight Luis. Yogi will fight the winner of Napster versus Dtier. Alright. Min Inkling. hrutik versus Skeletal. See if Skeletal can make a run to winners finals, or will it be hrutik taking home guaranteed third? That is unfortunate. Fastest stocks I've seen all day. 10 seconds into the game, and hrutik already has a lead. Getting greedy down there as well. It's just so important to conserve your jump when you play a character with linear recovery like Min. Trying to put some pressure on. But that down smash. Skeletal trying to bring this back a little bit, but it's so dangerous when you're put into tech chase situations by this Inkling. The ink is climbing, the damage is climbing for Skeletal. Poking and prodding, continuing to ledge trap. hrutik, very patient player, of course. You gotta be patient when you're playing Inkling sometimes. You gotta be ready for the fact that your opponent is probably gonna live for a while sometimes, but not here. Oh no, misses the booyah, but it doesn't even matter. It is so important to be content with stocks lasting a while if you play a character like Inkling. But hrutik can be very explosive when they feel like they need to make things happen. It's been definitely one of the matchups where you don't want to let her hang around for too long. Stacking on some damage. Skeletal in a bad spot here at the ledge. hrutik's ledge trapping has been immaculate all day long. Skeletal just kind of shrugging a little bit right now. Just laughing about it a little bit. But man, like, what do you do to get off the ledge here? Skeletal, oh, what a grab, man. Crazy pivot grab from hrutik, and Skeletal's like, man, what just happened? I died at 0 to kick it off, and then it was all downhill from there in game 1. But that's why we play a set, you know? Gotta try and adapt. See where we're gonna go here. Skeletal thinking about it a little bit. hrutik looked very comfortable there in game 1. Looks like we're heading back.
Stop the battle.
Min Inkling. Round number 2.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're gonna run it back. So Skeletal hoping to hold center stage a little bit more and not get immediately 0 to death like last time, but okay, I like that footstool out of shield. Always fun to see that. Now Skeletal getting a ledge trap going, getting that advantage state going. But hrutik does a good job to get over these arms. That is the name of the game. Finding a way over and then finding a way to take advantage of Min's disadvantage, which is the main weakness of this character. Finding a way off, and yeah, no
grab on the tether. Great stuff from hrutik and Skeletal, but not find that air dodge. So hrutik has another lead here. And can they continue to rack it up? Okay, Megawatt there. hrutik not tagging on too much damage here to kick it off, but this is going to be a punish. Skeletal trying to seal the stock there. Great air dodge from hrutik, and now you have Skeletal in a ledge trap situation once again, and that jab is going to ink this boxer up. Skeletal cannot quite find the kill. And pivot grab into the back throw is going to do it. So that is what Skeletal needed. You are not down huge just yet. Min can make some big things happen. You gotta stay vigilant if you're hrutik. But the defensive play from hrutik has been great. Very respectful of what Min do. Trying to find a way back. Oh, man. Oh, no punish there on the down air. Can't get away with doing that too often, but Skeletal also doing a great job of blocking out for those splat rollers that hrutik does like to throw out. Playing this in a way where hrutik just has not had an opportunity to even attempt that. Putting on pressure is hrutik. Trying to seal the stock here, and this edge guard is going to do it. Didn't even need the sweet spot of the forward air. And this is going to be a punish. What is the punish for hrutik? Taking a lot of damage here is Skeletal. Oh, the tech roll with the roller, finding the down air. 100 off the rip. hrutik looking for more, trying to end it right now, but Skeletal heavy bleeding for the moment. Finding this edge guard is important. Shots reaching, that was very scary there for Skeletal. Finding another down air. No, not quite finding the megawatt though. Not the greatest DI. hrutik trying to find a way back. Great wait for the air dodge and does find the edge guard. Never count out Min. When the chips are down, you miss one tech, this character can make things happen, and this could be big for Skeletal. Can Skeletal convert this ledge trap? No, hrutik is jumping right over the whole thing. Skeletal, though, continue to put on pressure. Not quite finding the grab there is hrutik. You see him trying to find the splat roller, trying to make things happen. This is the thing with Inkling. Sealing that stock can be challenging at times, so you let Min hang around. She's going to make things happen. Trying so hard to find the splat roller. And now so much damage coming hrutik's way. Skeletal clawing their way back into this. Oh, barely living the forward air. Going out deep and getting gimped by the up B. Getting edge guarded by your opponent's recovery, man. Skeletal, like, what did I do to deserve this?
Stop the battle. Inkling.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is Mario said he's gonna go lie down on the couch and relax. Now he's doing whatever that is. This man left me up out here to dry.
Go.
Game number 3. Skeletal looked a lot better there as game 2 went on, but lost some stock early to edge guards. And hrutik just so good at getting out of these disadvantaged situations. No jump though, barely living, and goes a little too deep trying to get around the edge guard. So great stock from Skeletal to kick it off, and now you gotta play catch up versus the mid-mid. This will be a lot of damage though. They're swinging. hrutik trying to find their way back into this. Trying to scratch and claw. So what you gotta do as Inkling, you gotta be content with scrapping for a long time. Does not quite find the tech chase or the splat roller. Great ledge drop into the splat bomb, but not quite sealing it just yet. The ledge trap will continue though. hrutik, no, actually Skeletal reverses the situation. No jump here for hrutik. Not a good spot to be versus mid-mid, but rolls out of danger. Finds the splat roller. That is going to not quite do it though. barely living that cross stage ink brush. So much damage coming through Nick's way now. You cannot afford to lose touch too much with Min-Min. Not a great spot to be in. Another stock down. Hrutik going a little deep to try and get that edge guard, and the reversal is coming their way. Is going to find that forward air, but down a whole stock versus Min-Min is not where you want to be. You got to push in. You got to try and make some snap when you're down this much. And not a fun spot versus one of the best long-range characters in the game. This could be what Hrutik needed, though. All you need is that one edge guard versus Skeletal versus Min-Min, and now the ledge trap is continuing. The ledge trap looking good here for Hrutik. It is looking mighty hard for Skeletal to get out of this corner pressure situation. So much pressure. Trying to find this flat roller. But Hrutik does have does get put into the corner by Skeletal, and more damage coming their way. Skeletal trying to lock it down here now with Hrutik in the corner, struggling to find a way out, but the splat roller, the ink brush, not out of it just yet. Hrutik looking good here. And they bring this back. Always something big for Hrutik when they get something happening. 59%. Not a good spot to be if you're Skeletal. Packing on damage, Hrutik. Oh no, the meatball Nair. Yeah, there was a chance to bring it back. Things were looking good for a second until they weren't. Sometimes it just happens like that. Dtier did beat Napster, by the way, so Yogi versus Dtier is now happening. And Twan is waiting on the loser of this. I imagine might get that set on stream, I'm not sure. Where does Hrutik go? Oh, we're running it back. We're feeling good about PS2. Seen a lot of PS2 today.
3, 2, 1, go!
Definitely a stage that we tend to like here, and it is looking like a pretty good stage for both of these players. Both characters using the stage well. Okay, double dash dashing across, but Hrutik does have the lead, and now Skeletal's in a ledge trap, but does get reversal. Oh wow, just finding a way out of that situation. We've reset it back to neutral. Hrutik trying to press in, trying to make something happening, does find that reversal situation, and now it is Skeletal in the ledge trap, but going deep and not finding the edge guard. That's mean you give up that pressure in the corner, and Skeletal will reverse it. Is now up in game number 4. Oh, not anymore. Even Stevens in game number 4 as that flat roller comes through. Oh, big damage now coming Skeletal's way. 50% feels like Hrutik makes the 0 to 50 conversions look easy. So much pressure now on the ledge. The neutral getup is not an option. Hrutik ready to respond to that roll-in as well. Just so hard to get off the ledge versus a well-played Inkling. Reacting well. Skeletal now in the corner, not where you want to be, and oh no, not quite finding the movie off. The sets are a little off. That confirm is quite difficult as well. Oh no. The back air clanking with the ram. Skeletal still alive. Back throw is going to do it. Skeletal on their winner's side stock right now. Will there be Min-Min Dittos in our future? Or does Skeletal have something to say about their life in winner's side? Putting out so much pressure, Hrutik. so hard to find a way off the ledge. Finally does that get up attack, but you can't do that too often, of course. Just don't want to get caught get up attack into a shield. That could be the end of the game if you're a skeletal at this point. There's another get up attack, and you know a third one might get punished. Oh, okay, good mix up there with the neutral get up, and now the back throw. Skeletal trying to claw their way back into the game. There. hrutik trying to find a way back. Yeah, you don't want to give Skeletal an opportunity to make this comeback happen and hold on a second. Oh, wow. Who F smashes there, man? That's a crazy option to go for, but hrutik ready. They will move on to winners finals to fight Louis Money. And will... So I think Skeletal fights Twan now. So Twan does have some other characters. Sometimes we see the Meta Knight. We've seen the Bayonetta. But my guess is it'll be a mid-mid Ditto. So that might be on deck. All right, we're going to take an ad break, chat. No, you're all good. All right, chat. We got winners finals on deck for you here. hrutik versus Luis.
Start the battle.
Gonna get that inkling. We're gonna see what Luis goes. For those wondering, Twan and Skeletal is Rob mid-mid. So Twan going with the Rob. those are your losing quarters that are happening off stream. But on stream, it is the Aegis from Luis. The Aegis, if you are still in chat, I know you are excited to see this. See what the Aegis can do. The Aegis has been looking hot, has not dropped the set yet, or has not dropped the game yet, excuse me. Luis looking mighty fine here. Oh man, DLC. So, such a good tool for Mythra. hrutik not going to let this go easy, but unfortunately not the greatest DI on that up air, getting caught trying to come back to stage, holding in, and that's all you need. And now it's going to be so much damage on hrutik. He is looking fine for Luis, even knowing what to do in all these situations versus the Inkling. Luis, of course, he's still played a lot of experience in the matchup. And a lot of people don't really know the Inkling matchup, but Luis not only knows the Inkling matchup, but knows how to edge guard, and more damage coming hrutik's way. What do you do? Luis is just unfazed. He's getting all these reads, and he's stone-faced. Man, what a great weight on the recovery as well. Like, what do you do if you're hrutik? Oh, the lock. Yeah, great stuff. Great conversion. Great pickup from hrutik, but still down big. It's more like gathering information for game number 2. But again, game number 1 versus Luis, really important. You gotta make this game count. Might be your best opportunity to take a game or 2, and then who knows what happens. Trying to find that Flame Nova. Okay, you know what? hrutik's starting to cook a little bit here. So we'll see. What a parry, though. Swinging a little bit. Another jab, maybe. Might even take it. What are we doing? Why did that work? What an edge guard. Who goes for that, man? Luis is playing unbelievably hot right now. Like, seriously, who goes for that? Hard to be saucy with this character sometimes. Luis is taking the challenge.
3, 2, 1.
Sticking with the Aegis. Feeling like an Aegis kind of day, maybe. See if somebody can force them onto the Braum, maybe even the Palu, but it's not looking good right now. So much damage on hrutik, just getting boxed into the corner here. Spike, up smash. So good from Luis. This Aegis is something special, man. Feels like every character Luis plays is something special, but look at all the damage. hrutik just trying to make this ledge trap happen, trying to tack on some ink, do something. But gets lots by the up B and gets away with that re-grab, and that is going to be the edge guard. Not quite going to do it just yet, but in a bad spot is hrutik. So patient is Luis. Oh my God! But hrutik just living the up air. Good wait from hrutik, just trying to find a way back on, but man, the corner pressure is so good. You get caught by that down air on the roll in, and hrutik just trying to find a way to stay in this game, but it has been all Luis all the time. So much damage now. Looking for another upbeat, maybe a footstool even there. Oh man, but everything converts into everything for Aegis. If you know what you're doing, Mythra has some of the most creative, most free flow combo strings in the game. Nice ledge trump into the splat bomb from hrutik. That is a great option to tack on some ink, and you know, hrutik does find that kill, but Got to find a couple more of those if we want to find a way back into this game. You know, maybe an early edge guard can get hrutik back into this as well, but it don't look particularly good at this point. Gets caught by another up air. Like hrutik just having to push in to try and box. Pushing in versus Aegis is pretty hard. Okay. Oh no, not quite finding the edge guard. Great air dodge from Luis, trying to seal the deal, and the jab is going to do it. What pressure from Luis. They're laughing about it. hrutik's like, what do I even do, man? Like, they're having a good time.
Start the battle.
Well, Luis is definitely having a good time. He's having a good time with this Aegis. But man, this is looking. It's looking pretty grim right now. I'm not gonna lie.
2, 1.
See if hrutik can make the comeback of a lifetime, though. See where the adaptation is. But it's just so hard versus a player this good, wielding a character this good. Mythra's so fast. But hrutik trying really hard to slow things down a little bit. But Mythra fast enough, and with that disjoint, can really control the pace of the game if she wants to. If she wants to find a way in, she's coming in, and hrutik tries to push in and gets a little bit punished for it. But, you know, it's 4 even now. Oh no. Oh no. Unfortunate there, but Luis is super dialed into these defensive options. There's just very little hrutik can do. Oh man, dude, Luis is so locked in, man. That I wanted to go further in court priority, and I am taking the anger out on all of you. Oh my god. hrutik just shaking his head there a little bit. But when somebody's this locked in and you're getting... Man, it's hard to put into words what this feels like. We've all been there, you know. Booyah is going to take it there, though. Good stuff. Huge hrutik on that little confirm. You know, early edge guard is never over versus Aegis, but not a good spot. Oh my god. Okay, hey, hold on. Hold on. hrutik rolling his eyes saying, don't go that crazy just yet. I can't bring this back. I believe in the comeback. hrutik just trying to find a way to get this Aegis off stage. We've seen the advantage game from hrutik is excellent. The footstool though into the missed tech. Not gonna lose the stock just yet though, but hrutik has to find a way off the ledge versus this Pyra that is so locked into defensive options. Okay, wait. We do find that jab. Trying to reset neutral. The back air though. Luis is so locked in. At a certain point, there is only so much you can do versus this man. He is genuinely unbelievable at times. Has not dropped a game yet, and that is like, you know, it's not even a real tournament character for him. He is just that good at the game. All right, we're gonna be chilling for a bit, chat. We got Yogi and Dtier and Skeletal versus Twan off stream right now. There is a crowd building around Yogi Dtier, and that set's been going for a while, so I would not be surprised if that's game 5. Yogi is on an insane run right now. You know, in winter semis ran into Luis, which, you know, that kind of speaks for itself, but did take down both NanoAsh and Twan. So Yogi, of course, very capable player, and we've known that for a while, but I think this is the best run they've had out of Guildhouse for a long time. I do think Dtier did just take the set, though. It looks very tight. Yogi plays Rob. Yogi is a Rob player. And quickly establishing themselves as one of the most dangerous Robs in the region. In a region that's got some really good Rob players, so. But that run will unfortunately end at 5th. Still very good stuff to them. And Skeletal versus Twan is now the set that we are waiting on. So, you know, Skeletal, of course, Min-Min, all Min-Min all the time. Twan, you know, you see the Min-Min most of the time, but there's a lot of characters in that pocket. And as I walked by, I did see the Rob out from Twan, another Rob player that we have. I also know that Twan in the past has tried Meta Knight versus Skeletal. There's a Bayonetta in there. I've seen the Ditto a few times. So there could be all sorts of picks and counter picks going on in that set. I do think comparing their Min-Min plays is pretty interesting. Twan, you know, plays a very optimal Min-Min, is very patient, is very slow. Skeletal, you know, if they gotta park the bus, they will do that, but they can get aggressive. You know, it's more of an aggressive Min-Min. We'll go for some crazier stuff. So we've got Ican in the chat. We appreciate y'all tuning in on this lovely Wednesday, as per usual. Nice night here in San Jose. It's starting to get a little bit colder out here in California, which, you know, it's about time. We had like 4th or 5th last gasp of summer earlier in the week, but hopefully we're done with the super warm weather. So, but we'll see. You know, y'all are from here. You know how it is with the weather. It's like summer never really stops. Just goes and goes. There are a few people watching Skeletal versus Twan now, so. Yep, Mario's here. He is currently playing friendlies. He should be back up in a little bit. Get Dtier on stream. We are going to get Dtier on stream. Dtier is going to be fighting a Min-Min, which I am sure they are thrilled about. Yeah, Toblerone top 16 as well. We had some good runs tonight. I think we had KBF in top 16. We had Muddy get all the way to 9th. Siraj got to 9th. King Koopa got 7th. Oh dang! The Toblerone bot giving me some knowledge. I did not actually know that. I didn't even know that was a command. I've never seen anyone do that before on the stream. I haven't had Toblerone in a while, man. That stuff is good. I gotta get myself a bar of that. I don't know. I'm just trying to take a little bit of a chocolate break after Halloween. I'm sure I'm not the only one who ended up in possession of some candy that they had to take care of, so. Alright, looks like we are getting somebody won Twan and Skeletal. Did not hear what Warren called. So, okay, so Skeletal won. So, this is a run back from earlier in the bracket. Dtier did knock Skeletal into, or no, excuse me, Skeletal knocked Dtier into losers in winners quarters in a game 3 set. Now we're in best of 5 territory. So we're gonna get more Min-Min versus Ice Climber. Dtier did drop that set to Skeletal, but one of the best at overcoming bad matchups for this character. I mean, you have to be to play Ice Climbers in a region like this. We got some pretty awful matchups for Ice Climbers up and down the region. We got multiple Belmonts. That's a terrible matchup. For a time, we had some Sephiroths who were coming out. That's a really bad matchup. So, you know, You just gotta be ready to get past the -3s with this character. And Dtier showing that anything's possible if you are good enough, you have enough skill. And they certainly do. So Skeletal setting up shop on the stage there. Set might be a grind, man. I would not be surprised at all if this goes to Game 5. Very volatile matchup. These are both skilled opponents who will be making the most out of every opportunity they can get. Let's see if Dtier can make the adaptation. Matchup is just so hard for Ice Climbers, though. Like it's one of those matchups where you get hit the wrong way, and that's the stock, man. It's so easy and so free, and you know, it's just not very threatening. There's no threat to Bin in the process of separating the Ice Climbers. So thoughts on Aegis in the current meta? You know, I feel like having a recovery that is as exploitable as Aegis is kind of a problem sometimes. I think there is a very good reason that nobody really solo mains this character right now. I think they're one of the best secondaries in the game. But I don't know how popular of an opinion that is, but there's some issues there that people have learned to take advantage of. Certainly still a good character, though. Yeah, I think Ican's got that. Actually, Ican got both of those right. Got the Twitch chatter and the solo main. Just playing a character that fragile, like, in real terms, is pretty hard in this meta.
Ice Climbers.
At the end of the day, you still gotta have the fundies. It's not a character who's just gonna 0 to death you off the rip. Being a character that can 0 to death you off the rip, these folks are both capable of doing that. We are running it back on PS2 for losers semis, Dtier versus Skeletal. Let's see if Dtier can make the adaptation, protect the partner climber, but it is so hard in this matchup. Seeing Skeletal just holding down the fort here in the center. It's so hard for Dtier to safely find a way in, but we do find it. When that opening is found, it's going to be a lot of damage going Skeletal's way. Dtier, on average, is really only needing 2 neutral interactions to take these stocks. But right now, you see how careful Dtier has to be. No, this is not a good spot at all. Yeah, this is really bad. When you get hit like that, Nana kind of has to pop off the ledge in a way that's really easy for Skeletal to take advantage of. Now we have that Sopo. Now the Sopo did take a stock in the previous set, but as I say that, it is going to be the lead for Skeletal, and that is a powerful thing in a matchup like this. Wow, ran in and actually found a way in, but not doing anything about it, and Skeletal just ripping away with those arms. This is not a good spot to be, and now, oh no, doesn't actually convert on the separation, and Dtier is going to punish that. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, what a mix from Dtier, but does get the climbers separated. Surviving by the skin of their teeth and reversing the situation. Skeletal finding that arm laser, and that is all we need to take the lead. Great finish grab. Now the climbers are separated once again. Dtier, though, loving the use of these side beats just to put on some pressure, trying to find a way in, but they are separated again, and Skeletal doing so well to keep it that way.
Okay, Dtier does recollect the partner, but the down smashes. Great defensive play from Dtier, trusting the partner climber to find a way back. Okay, does weasel their way in, finds that back air. You really do have to take this stock before Skeletal gets too much more extra credit. We are maybe just one hit away, but Nana air dodging to the platform for some reason. Now there's a lot of damage on Nana. This 100% is a -3 matchup. It is impressive that Dtier is keeping it as close as it is. It's impressive that Dtier has won this exact matchup multiple times before. But as a Sopo, it's going to be pretty hard. Wow, does find a way back to the ledge, though. Well, what mix? Try to make something happen, but Skeletal smiling because they know this is over. It looks so hard, man. Gotta be so patient if you're the Ice Climbers. And then even if you are patient, sometimes your partner climber will just betray you. That's the name of the game when you play this character. Inherently inconsistent, but when they hit hard.
3, 2, 1.
Actually running it on Hollow Bastion. Their previous set was 3 games on PS2, and Dtier thinking, I want to try something different. I want to play a middle platform to play with. I want a stage that's a little bit smaller. Nana, what are you doing? Dtier having to babysit a little bit there. And, oh my god. Dude. Listen, that all happened because Nana had to go down there for some reason. And Dtier got to go to the ledge to save her and then got stuck there. That's the name of the game sometimes, but that's, again, inherently inconsistent character for that reason. What is, oh my god. Dtier's expression says 1,000 words right now. This is an awful spot to be in. Efficiencies of the character really dragging it down right now. Gets that desync going. But, you know, Ice Climbers is a comeback character, but it's gonna be hard here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, just conceding that one. Not much I can add to that. Because that is the name of the game when you play Ice Climbers. This is a feast or famine character. And Dtier was kind of starving a little bit there at game number 2, but maybe things will shape up for game number 3. Let's see if they can kind of not have Nana do dumb stuff this time. Maybe we'll get big brain Nana this time. You never know, right? And third different stage of the set, we are trying small battlefield out this time. I do like this from Dtier, just realizing, hey, that things weren't working. Try something different, and now we do have an opening. This is going to be a lot of damage. This is the thing, Dtier, when they do find these openings, they just take so much damage on Skeletal. But you got to get those openings. That's challenging at best versus Minion. Then when you overextend just a little bit, this happens. Oh, but does find a way back. Skeletal not converting, and grabbing and, you know, taunting. Why not? You know, feeling good about it here in game number 3. Dtier trying to flip the script. Parries the grab hitbox. Insane stuff from Dtier. And now trying to find that desync. Looking much better here in game number 3. The Ice Climbers are cooperating for the time being, but as I say that, they are separated. Oh, no. Still with a lead, but it is tenuous now. Dtier could not quite pick up the partner climber. This just looks so rough. You see the expression on Dtier's face right now. This is an Ice Climber set in the worst way. Oh no. I feel very bad for Dtier right now. That was unfortunate, to say the least. Good stuff to Skeletal, taking advantage of the matchup, playing it well, but, dang. It's unfortunate, man. This is the name of the game with Ice Climbers. Sometimes, unfortunately, this character will just make the worst decisions sometimes, and it's not even things you can control. This character, you are at the mercy of a very stupid CPU, and you are at the mercy of certain mechanics that no other character has to contend with. Chat, I know you are thrilled about this, but we have more Midmen for you. Skeletal did get knocked into losers by hrutik. Did take a game though, so let's see if they can keep this close. hrutik's been playing really well today. It's just it ran into Luis in winners finals, and Luis is on a crazy one right now. So Inkling versus Midmen in losers finals. Let's see if Skeletal can get the run back or if hrutik can punch their ticket to Grands. Hey, fourth time's the charm, Tri-Bailey. I believe in you. There it is. And there is a lot of damage coming Skeletal's way. Okay, Skeletal not pulling the trigger on the laser there. hrutik was doing a really good job of using Inkling's movement to just get out of corner pressure situations. Jumping over Skeletal a lot. It was committing to the arms. Didn't see too many nairs to try and defuse that situation, especially not in games 1 and 2. So let's see if that adaptation could come through a little bit earlier. But it's just hard to make something happen in this matchup if you are not running on the corner pressure, but not ready for the tech. hrutik does lose that first stock, and Skeletal has the lead. The question is, can they run with it? Midmen, a character that can really pour it on if you let them. Oh, what a pivot grab. Skeletal playing super hot right now. Oh, big damage. Getting at that ram as well. Can hrutik find a way back? Great stall at the ledge. Just great mixing up. Trying to find the footstool, but not going to find it. That down air is going to get punished with the up smash, and hrutik has taken the stock, but still down pretty big here in game 1. Okay, does find this Ink. Ink can tack on a lot of damage quickly. hrutik does get clipped by the up tilt though. Okay, but I like that tech chase. I'm starting to bring themselves back into this a little bit. Oh, what an edge guard, stealing the jump and going for the up B. Great stuff to hrutik, but Skeletal catches the ledge jump with the meatball. We are even Stevens here in game number 1. Wow, just going straight for the roller. Not something you see at 0 very often, but big damage going hrutik's way. Look at all the Ink, 100% more damage coming hrutik's way as he tried to convert the ledge trap, but it is reversed. Skeletal trying to stem the bleeding here a little bit. All he needs is one missed tech potentially, but they're still not in a good spot. Oh, wow. Oh, no, gets punished for swinging with the down air. hrutik techs it and responds with the splat roller. They are up in losers finals. What an option, man. Ready to cover it with the tech.
Start the battle.
Not many people are ready for that. But hrutik is dialed in. He wants that run back versus Luis.
3, 2, 1, go!
But gotta get past Skeletal first. Skeletal did look pretty good for a lot of that game, but hrutik just had an excellent last stock to kind of pull away a little bit. That could be all the difference. Man, this pressure from hrutik is immaculate. But I love using that nair to keep hrutik in the corner. hrutik was trying to jump out of these situations a lot. And Skeletal now covering that well with these nairs. Just sneak in though, does hrutik, trying to continue the pressure. Oh no, just whiffs the dash attack, and oh no, not quite getting the booyah, not getting the up smash either. That pivot grab is going to cover it, and hrutik gets rocked for trying to go high. Oh, Diz jump over it though. Oh no, not quite gonna get the stock just yet though. Could not quite find the up air. Oh wow, just the F tilt is going to take it in that situation. Skeletal overextending a little bit with those arms. Great grab. This is going to be big damage onto hrutik. Yeah, lots of damage on hrutik. I love that high recovery, though, from hrutik, trying to keep things going, but at the end of the day, this is smothering play from hrutik. Skeletal in a bad spot here. Oh, wow. Great back throw. What do you do if you're Skeletal? You got to try and find a way back, but gets gimped by the recovery. hrutik super locked in now. He wants that run back versus Luis very badly, and hrutik taking so much damage. Or Skeletal taking so much damage, excuse me. Great DI on the Nair. Okay, does get clipped by the arm there. Finally, Skeletal takes a stock, but it might just be too little too late here in game number 2. hrutik very dialed in. Going super deep to try and get an early kill, but not going to happen just yet. But very capable edge guarder is Min Min. You never know. Okay, great boxing though from Skeletal. Trying to keep hrutik in the corner here. Trying to find that edge guard, but cannot quite find it, and finds the up smash instead. Skeletal not going down without a fight here in game number 2. Let's see if they can continue the comeback, or will hrutik lock it down? Oh no.
Game.
Yeah. They're running it back on PS2.
Win.
Let's see if Skeletal's adaptation can come through. Looked a lot better there as game 2 progressed. But so volatile.
Battle. Min Min.
See if Skeletal can make something happen here in game number 3. Skeletal did take game number 3 in their winner semi set, but hrutik ended up winning it 3-1. Trying to tack on some ink, tack on some damage. The ink really does matter. It just puts on so much more damage. Oh no. Oh, okay, does have the jump though. Good stuff saving that by Skeletal. It's unfortunate that you can get edge guarded like that. Oh no. The spike! The more damage back into the regrab! Not quite finding the booyah! But maybe the edge guard, not quite, but what a sequence from hrutik. So much damage on Skeletal. One back throw is all we need at this set. And completing the edge guard. What a stock from hrutik. Yeah, who does that? Oh man, getting boxed in here by Skeletal. Jumping over. I'm loving these nairs from Skeletal. Try and cover that. Hey, he can still post that on Twitter, man. Like, that was like, people who know what's up will think that's wrong, because it was. And he still completed the stock. But Skeletal striking back. Trying to establish an advantage state. Oh, does find the spike though. Let's see if he could hook something else up. Not just going for the jab there. Trying to keep this pressure going. Oh, but a reversal from Skeletal and trying to find that
edge guard, but has not found that yet this set. hrutik is just getting back on stage too easily. Booyah! Easy money. Now, Skeletal potentially on their tournament stock. hrutik gunning for that Louis money run back. See if they can hook up something special here. Trying to find this edge guard. Skeletal, though, goes a little bit higher than I think hrutik was expecting. And now you're in the corner versus Minmin, but I love that splat bomb to cover their way back on stage. Trying to find that roller, but not finding it yet. hrutik so close, though. Not the greatest DI on the Nair, but does not matter. Great pivot grab from Skeletal, but you really want to find this stock now. Again, that's just too free. That's too easy for hrutik coming back. Does DI that well. It's hard to pin hrutik down in the corner. And if you're Skeletal, I'm sure they want to have had this stock 2 interactions to go. Okay, there is the Nair, but, you know, Skeletal still down pretty big here. Is going to have to get something crazy happening. Oh, man. Does get clipped by the back air, though. You just want so much more out of your interactions. And that is going to do it. hrutik looking super locked in. The run back versus Louis Money. Now, I will say, I've seen Louis Money play really good a lot of times, but he is cooking things up right now. Yeah, he does know he played well, that's for sure. So, we've made it to grand finals. In a very short time, by the way. It's been less than 3 hours since the bracket started. Yeah, we're getting the Louis Money Aegis. Chat, I hope your Wednesday night is going well. We appreciate you being here with us. Luis standing around on stage, waiting for Skeletal to leave. Maybe we'll get Mario back on comms, but he's playing friendly, so I don't know. Hey, yeah, everyone's been enjoying the game. You know, almost everyone on stream's been laughing, having a good time with all these situations. Now, Louis Money has yet to drop a game, so let's see if the Louis Money Aegis can get the clean sweep, or will hrutik make things happening?
3, 2, 1, go!
Did not see what song this was. It seems like kind of a jam. They're gonna be jamming out here. Chat, helps out. What song was that? What song is this? The Louis Money Aegis has been cooking up today. You know, just been super dialed into everybody's defensive options. Like, not even giving their opponents room to do anything once they lose neutral. Now, as I've said before, game 1 versus Luis, really important. You gotta make things happen here if you are hrutik and you want to reset this bracket. Looking all right so far, but now you gotta find your way out of the corner. This is where people have been really struggling. Even, okay, does find, Okay, yeah, this covers everything. That's just kind of mean. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's a good edge guard, but also, like, it's kind of mean. Oh my god, the spacing is terrible from everybody. In the end, it will be Luis in the corner. Taking hrutik up the ladder. Been the story, but this spaces that downer. hrutik is going to take that up smash in time. Wow, just waiting it out. Luis has been so patient, waiting for people to swing and then covering whatever comes next. Just expertly handling these situations. Oh, the footstool into the frickin' spike. Who does that? Just trying to cover that with that Prominence Revolt. See, but Luis, Hrutik knows he's trying to find those down airs, but it doesn't even matter. Luis finds so many other things that are going to take you stock, put you in bad situations. And so patient, and this should be the stock. Oh no, just rolling in. Okay, back throw. Can Luis get edge guarded here? Can Hrutik take care of business? But no, Luis resets the situation. Hrutik tried so hard, man, but the jab, not quite gonna do it. Not a spot you want to be if you are Hrutik, but you know, does find that back air, trying to shepherd Luis into the corner, and does so here, no jump. And that should be the stock, and it will be. Luis just conceding it, so Hrutik has a lead for the first time. First time anyone's really had a lead versus Luis at all, albeit a very tenuous one. This should be a punish, though. Oh, no. Fell out of the jab. Great SDI. And now we are even Stevens at 0. Oh, cannot quite find the up tilt out of the foresight. And I think it's an Aegis kind of nice for Luis. This has been all we've seen on stream so far. Oh, man. So much damage on Hrutik. Now that the Pyra is out, we know what the Pyra wants. I think Luis is going to be clicking down on the stick. Yes, he is. Okay. Does force Luis onto the Mithra. And honestly, that's progress. We haven't seen many people force Luis off this Pyra before he takes a stock. Trying to shepherd Luis into the corner. But on this platform, very dangerous spot to try and contest Pyra. Very powerful spot for it to be in. Great movement from both. Yeah. Not gonna do it yet though. Pyra quite heavy actually. Oh. That's closer than it's been for Luis. Have not seen a last hit situation with him yet, but is going up 1-0. We got Mario joining us back here. See if Luis will even drop a game today. It's not looking good.
Yeah, he came with business today, that's for sure. Hello guys, Mars Bar's back here. This tournament went by really fast. We're already in Grands, barely a little past 10. I mean, doing us a favor, right?
Yeah, no, getting to bed on a reasonable hour on a Wednesday is unheard of for us casters.
It's always a good time. And good on Hrutik, of course, making it all the way back to Grands. Honestly, the only set that I would have wanted to see at least once today was Hrutik Dtier.
That would have been cool.
Would have been a nice set, 'cause I know Hrutik says that, you know, the two people in this bracket that he was not looking forward to, but looking forward to at the same time to fight was Napster and Dtier. He got his Napster win. And unfortunately, Dtier just could not make it back to Hrutik because Skeletal just double elim'd the Ices in a matchup we can probably all agree is kind of rough on the finals.
Yeah, I don't know if you actually saw that set, but
I watched some of it.
That was just one of the saddest sets I've ever commentated.
It was just like, okay, Skeletal understands the mission at hand.
Yeah, but it was also like Dtier's character betrayed. So,
yeah.
Like, it was just... I felt so bad.
Would be nice, though, to see a change of pace here, as you mentioned earlier. Luis has kind of gotten away with playing every set untouched, and you know, this Aegis, of course, very refined, but Hrutik is a strong enough player to at least maybe make the beast bleed a bit.
Yeah, but the coverage of defensive options from Luis is so good. He's picking up on people's disadvantage like unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just hard when you're playing an Aegis with such an understanding of what you're going to pull out next.
Yeah.
Okay. This is closer, though. It's much closer than their previous set.
Oh, the Pyro switch, looking for a little cheeky kill here. Not enough to kill on Gentleman, but Pyra, she can just kind of kill you on command, like so, but hrutik is trying to avoid the sword at all times.
Yeah, doing good with the shield as well, not getting impatient, trying to punish Pyra, but we're not getting these edge guards. Great recovery. Oh, there it is. So
Okay.
hrutik does have a lead to play with once again.
Like what I'm watching here from hrutik. Of course, be very careful because Pyra does have some very tough moves to kind of call out here. Luckily, Rapid Jab in time to at least get some damage. And wow, even sent him right back to him. He might be able to capitalize on this.
Yeah, you really want to capitalize on this if you're hrutik, but just jabbing out of there is Luis. Now, lots of damage onto this Inkling. Can hrutik seal the deal? It can be hard to force the issue with Inkling sometimes. This character can have issues killing, especially somebody as good as Luis. This is the tech, but does not convert.
This is just really good evasion on hrutik's end. Like, Jesus, this Pyra is unable to even find the mark, but finally a dash attack does close it out, but we could be seeing at least one game from hrutik. But be careful. Pyra can still be a cheeky character.
I do believe this is around Booyah percent with no rage. So.
Yeah. A grab will probably do it for him. And I think that's what hrutik is searching for here. How do we get the grab?
Well, you can't. Oh, there it is.
Well, you might be hand-given the grab sometimes. Even Luis is laughing about it. He's like, I know what you wanted. I know what you are.
Hey, we took a game.
Took a game. Luis is actually going to bleed.
He's Portal.
She's more... Luis can actually lose. Well, of course, Luis, as many people have already seen it over the past weekend at Port Priority, get a 5th place finish at a Super Major where he was not even seeded to make the final cut. Fun fact. That is kind of insane, but we all know there was a lot of strong potential out there in Seattle this past weekend. So Luis being able to overcome players like Syrup, Rafflo, and even losers hitting Neo and Maldonado, like that is... Those are some very strong wins for any top player.
Yeah, no, Syrup was the 1 seed. He took down the 1 seed. So.
He was the 1 seed for a little bit. We don't talk about what happened in quarters because that damn bear did something. We might have to ban the bear. Luis Deadass said that he's like anything bear related for the next week. I don't want to see it.
Do not let him fight Guildhouse.
Do not. How evil would that be? That would definitely be like a TO's thing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make you fight the same character.
That'd be really funny. Dang.
Pyra kill ability. And that's kind of like the nice little 2-piece that Pyra could definitely get, especially at those percentages. Down tilt into up air is so safe. Well, not safe, but it's actually so useful. It's convenient.
Yeah. Down tilt, one of those moves is not the easiest to punish either if you're not ready for it. Whoa. Hey, nice mix there from hrutik. Even in the score up after a pretty quick stock number 1. Okay, we're going to tack on that ink. You got to tack on that ink, tack on that damage if you're hrutik. Ink, of course, kind of broken. I've said it before today, but you just take so much more damage than you're expecting when you're inked up.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's another one. Nice, good catch on the map of the fair. You know what's crazy is that hrutik has always been a connoisseur of just the hard neutral that Inkling does throw out. But sometimes he forgets that forward air when it's fresh can do some damage. I think he's fine here. Okay, luckily he is. But yeah, forward air has been an inclusion to the game plan that most Inklings need to remember. That move can kill, or it can at least send your opponent in a bad angle. And speaking of which, those little up B shots back to ledge, also really good use of ledge trapping.
Yeah, he used that quite a bit versus Skeletal as well. It's just very powerful versus characters with not so great recovery. Yeah. Even if you miss, like, you're putting yourself back on stage.
Yeah.
Like, no reason not to go for it.
Oh, and that's, yeah, we're going to get caught by a Pyra F smash there sometimes. Now it's last stock, but hrutik did take 1 game. Very potential to maybe see him take a lead. I'd like to see maybe a little of that perhaps happening, but only time can tell here.
That would be nice, but hrutik, trying to tack on as little damage as you can, little by little, but not going to pull the trigger on the up smash. Not a good spot for hrutik, though, nonetheless. So much damage. Now we're back onto the Pyra. Okay, but Luis does get himself in the corner.
Oh, wow. Up tilt did not come out in time.
Jab in the way. Uh-oh.
Ooh, that could be it. Nope, never mind. Forward tilt doesn't kill.
These air dodges just get followed up, man. And the jab.
Jab, gentleman jab is going to do it. Game 3 to Luis. One away from taking the Guildhouse Weekly, fresh off a Port weekend. You know, let's talk about these two players at Port. We talk about Luis with the 5th place finish. Let's talk about hrutik, though, 49th, taking down players such as Osh9, which he, in the back of his head, was thinking, like, I think Osh9 is going to just make me hate competing. But luckily for him, he kind of took care of business 3-0. And then, of course, in the pre-local, hrutik was able to tack in a Tariq win.
3, 2,
Good
So,
stuff.
not a bad weekend for one of NorCal's strongest soldiers.
Not a bad weekend for NorCal in general.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. You
Like,
can't forget about the Lammers run.
yeah, Lambert's run, like, with Dara with a Toro win. Like,
Yeah. Everybody cashed in their W's, honestly, this past weekend. It was honestly a very impressive showing all around from all of NorCal, even the ones that may have not gotten the run they wanted. But it's just the fact that we came out in a big force, and so many people, like, came out extremely satisfied, or maybe just wanting more. You know, there was a little bit of some inspiration and motivation coming out from a lot of our players that they never thought they would ever experience. So, yeah.
Kill there from hrutik,
We did have 7 NorCal representatives in top 64. That is insane.
but, oh, yeah, and doubles, you know.
Yeah, can't forget doubles, too. Honda and Lammers got 5th. Meanwhile, Luis, of course, taking home the gold medal with Send as a teammate. So, honestly, NorCal was looking damn near impressive, and I think everyone can agree that I think NorCal's finally earned their stripes as a very strong region
Oh, yeah.
in the entire country, perhaps.
Yeah, 100%. Like, anyone denying it now is just ignoring the facts. It's like, I just enjoyed watching Lammers make Reddit really mad. Like, Reddit was not happy about that run, and I was like, I was privately laughing about that.
Like, oh, you know, I get it. That's got to kill. No.
Oh.
That was a fair follow-up, Will. So, now hrutik potentially could send us game.
Yeah, I would love to see it, you know. Force Luis off the Aegis. Definitely looking a lot better. You know, I feel like in their first set, hrutik was panic air dodging a lot.
Yeah.
And Luis was just waiting for it and then punishing. And I've seen a lot less of that in Disadvantage, doing a good job of mixing up the options. And, you know, just a lot less scared. It's hard not to be scared of Disadvantage, man. It's the main thing that I'm working on right now, but top players, if you're scared, they know and they're ready.
Yeah, they're going to start hitting you with moves you did not expect to even connect, like that. Back air is going to clip a little bit of the invincibility right out of the Inkling, and now this could be the tournament if hrutik's not careful.
Oh, no. Get punished for jabbing on the shield like that.
No, not the foresight. Anything but that.
Just standing in front of him, staring him down, and there's another air dodge. And the damage is climbing onto hrutik, but all they need is potentially one opening. A little more damage, so we are at Booyah territory. Oh, but fishing, trying to get that damage. Luis is ready for it.
Try to catch him jumping from ledge, which is a habit that has been caught multiple times from hrutik. Luckily for him, he decided not to jump there, and now we're just battling for some hits, and I think we're getting really close to that window. Maybe one good hit here from hrutik might put him in there.
Now we're there.
Now we're there. Pyra 2. Perfect weight for this, too.
I think maybe that's why Luis switched off of it. The percent might be is too high now, though, so he's going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Nice. The down air. Is that enough? It is! And hrutik takes us to game 5. That down air not spiking was kind of scary, but luckily there was enough time for hrutik to jump out there and just seal the deal. So we got a game 5. And let's see, Luis, does he stick with Aegis? I would assume he would stick it out.
I saw the run it back, so I think we're doing this.
Let's find out what we got here.
Okay, we got the Sonic music coming in.
Also,
You know, Inkling deserves better down there than this, man.
yeah.
Like, that move is, like, super underwhelming. Like, that many moves in this game where you're like, wow, yeah, it's just that. That's all it is.
Okay, well,
Kinda lame.
the opening punish from side B from Luis was a side B of Shrudix, which, unfortunately, if you're going to ground somebody at 0%, you're not really going to get much of a punish. But alas, damage is damage, so I guess I can't be judgmental.
Damage is damage. It applies quite a bit of ink as well, so you're just trying to do what you can.
Oh, just caught him drifting too close to the blast zone. And that is a first sock deal for Luis.
Oh, trying to find that roller on the tech chase, but not going to find it. Now Luis is going to rack up some damage. Hrutik trying to find a way down, trying to find a way out of the corner. Going to up smash, but not going to kill Pyra yet.
Alright, Hrutik having to play a little evasive here. Understands Luis is coming out hot with this Mithra, and of course this Pyra is only trying to catch him with the fear factor. A lot of these empty hops are pretty threatening because Pyra can just easily turn this thing around if you're not careful about her range. Ooh, okay, we get a little dare up there, a little action.
Yeah, just a lot of damage on Hrutik. Now down almost to full stock. We are at Booyah. No, we're not. At 100%, and
just enough on the shield to just let it rip. And now it's kind of a tough situation to be in. A little dire for Hrutik, and I think Luis trying to style a little bit, perhaps.
yes, it's pretty grim at 50%. 159 as well. You haven't got the kill. You're pressing. Does find that back air, so we want it. You get an early kill with an edge guard, and maybe some things can happen. But this is a tall order versus Luis.
Well, really just trying to put an end to this thing. Down tilt up air is not enough to kill yet, but I think the next down tilt will definitely do it. He's at 104. Luis looking to end this bracket in the way he wants to. Hrutik is just trying to see how much longer can he last with this Aegis, trying to threaten some sort of a clip.
Yeah.
Like we are just trying to find the clip.
We are pressing the B button.
We're trying to find the clip. Luis still searching. The Google engine is taking its sweet time, but I guess dash attack is what you named it. So Luis returning from Seattle, NorCal returning from Seattle, and just like that, nothing has changed too much, but very impressive run from Hrutik, of course, beating players that, normally he does well into. The Napster set was very convincing, yes. Considering how much long-term struggle he's had lifetime against Napster. And then, of course, just getting those skeletal sets, some Min reps. You live in a region where Min is pretty prominent, at least at the high level of your local skill. So good stuff all around, and that concludes singles for tonight. And let's just talk about a little bit about Port before we head off. So
Yeah, for sure.
Icon did mention 7 players in top 64. The 7 players to mention is, of course, Luis and Lammers, who have had generational runs for 5th and 7th. We had 2 NorCal reps in top 8 of a super major out of region. Now, how insane would it be if we could make that happen again, but maybe for Genesis?
That would be super high.
That would probably break some
we
heads.
bring the house down at the Civic Center, man. Like,
But-
that would be...
Not to mention the other 5 players from our region as well. And yes, we are going to include Umans, because Umans got a 33rd finish at Port Priority, taking down Beast Mode Paul.
Yeah.
That was probably not expected, but it damn near was impressive. So, Umans got a 33rd. Icon got a 33rd. And then our 49th placements, we had Kirash, Wadara, and Hrutik.
Yeah.
So, honestly, there could be a lot of other players that could have been flirty. I mean, Nestboy was right there. He got a 65th finish. A few guys just made it out of pools, but unfortunately ran into some trouble right afterwards. All in all, Port Priority was a very challenging bracket in terms of some matchups. Obviously, P&W, very notorious for some of those type of matchups for at least the people we are used to fighting. So, but it was overall a really great experience. About a third of NorCal that traveled up made it out of pools, and matter of fact, more than half of NorCal outplaced their performance, or at least met it. So you know what? I think it was a job well done overall. Got to give the region a little bit of an applause for their efforts, obviously.
Yeah, anyone who's saying that this isn't a strong region is just objectively wrong at this
This is
point.
objectively wrong.
Like, very strong stuff to everybody who went there, of course, including my co-commentator who got some cool clips on stream. You should go check that out.
I have 3-stock Conga, but don't talk about the rest of the set.
Hey, that's all you need.
That's all I needed.
That's all you need.
That's all I needed, man. It was a little bit of a happy adrenaline push. And look at our top 3, Luis, hrutik, and, of course, the middle mega Falinks, which is also skeletal. But very fun, small yet short, yet awesome bracket, because obviously we can all now go home. We can also just not look at this camera right now.
Yeah, oh, don't do that.
Yeah,
let's get it out of here.
You had the let's not do that. Let's not do that. But yeah, honestly, and even Warren
Yeah,
is just
Warren-
like, oh, yeah, Warren is trying to go home.
He's gonna give them all bad brackets next week for that.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. Of course, tomorrow we got a Street Fighter, Melee, and then of course following into next week we got a Tuesday 2XKO. I think we're still running 2XKO weekly, if I'm not mistaken. On top of Tekken and of course other fun fighting games in the horizon. Support Guildhouse, drop a follow on the stream. But if you want to watch more Ultimate, at least from this venue, I mean, we'll be back next Wednesday, same time, same place.
Yes, you should come. I know if you're in chat and you haven't come to the venue, come to the venue. It's awesome. We're really cool people. You should come check it out.
Yeah.
We always want more people coming out. Like
True.
even if you think like you're just picking up the game for the first time, or you're trying to make the jump, like come out to tournaments.
Come out, man. I mean, to be fair, Guildhouse is probably one of the more harder tournaments to do well in, just because everybody at the mid-level is just like, they're all hungry. So ladder is also there. So for those who don't go far in bracket, don't worry. You have all the time in the world to really rack in some practice with some ladder sets. And hey, you might even be rewarded with potentially a free entry to Guildhouse. So feel free to stop by the guild. You know where to find us. I know there's more NorCal action still happening right now, as I believe Cornerstone is occurring. And if you guys are a big Wadara fan, he's probably playing his pocket character to win the tournament. He's Louis Money in Sacramento sometimes, so he can do his thing. But as for us tonight, that wraps it up. Anything else you want to talk about, Splendic?
No, it was a great run for everybody at Port. Come out next week, and yeah, we'll see you all at the next one.